Isn't it by the square foot for most of the time? What? Isn't it per square foot most of the time?
800.
Yeah, we tried to
I'm gonna lay that down.
limit
Yeah, I mean, how
our
many
square
chairs do you have?
footage by
It's
just
just
doing
one
a
Just one?
standard
Yeah.
two-car
Okay.
We run
garage.
all of our.
I got you.
We leave a
That's
little
right,
bit,
that's right.
make a little bit,
Yeah.
because
just our personal
we
trailer.
usually
Yeah.
charge between $650
You're
and
about
$750 a square
210 square
foot,
feet-ish, and
and that
we're
throws
like
people
800.
off. Where if you just go a two-car garage is $2,500.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
I'll
Because
I see what you
because
Someone
people
takes
go,
all you do,
well, my
there's no-
carpet's
there's no
only
prep work or
$2 a
anything.
square foot at Home Depot.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
have me lay it
but we're
down,
charging
dries for a couple
$750 a
hours,
square foot.
then whatever flake you choose, you know,
People
throw that on.
freak out.
Yeah.
So
Throw the top coat on there.
it's we do by square foot, but it's
I know.
we do a kind of an average.
If someone
two-car.
says they have a one-car garage, there's one price, and 2 cars another price.
Yeah.
3 cars another price. Okay, cool. That's an easy way to do it. I like that. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. I think I took Annie already. Yes, I did. And let's find out what we can do for you. Derek, welcome. Hi, Derek. What's happening?
Hold on, let me get you off the speaker.
Sure thing, sir.
Okay.
What's going on, Derek?
Hey, I've been working for this company, man, for since 2005 October.
Okay.
They promised me,
14 years.
yeah, and now
What did they promise you?
they told me they're giving me a service pay, and he told me that we'll give you $1,000 a year
For what?
if we separate.
Oh. In other words, a severance. If ever you separate, you get $1,000 for every year you've been there.
Yeah, that's what the agreement was on.
When you say an agreement, how many employees are there?
Now,
No, yeah, I mean, how many had this?
About
How many had this agreement?
I don't know. I was with him when it was only 13 of us.
Okay, did 13 of you have this agreement?
I don't really know.
Here's the problem, Derek. How are you going to prove it? If they say, we never said that, that's not a policy. Not one employee can verify that. There's nothing in writing. What would you do? How would you prove it?
Well, one of the guys got some severance pay.
Okay.
He was in St. George.
How much did he get?
I think he told me he got 11,000.
Well, Derek, unless there is some written company policy, they actually can give some people severance and some people not. They can do whatever they want so long as they don't do it illegally. And illegally means they take all of white people and they say only white people get bonuses or severance, or only black people get this or that. No, I'm saying that's how it would be illegal, or only Muslims will do this, or only Catholics. But the old people will get this, young people get this. Those are the things covered by law: the age, the religion, the ethnicities, the sex. Okay. However, if all they did was gave a guy a severance because they like him, and they don't give you one because they don't like you, if that was the case, there's nothing you can do about it. So long as it's not a discriminatory practice overall. Now, the other thing, so if we call this company and say, why didn't this, first of all, did you get fired or did you leave? How'd you become separated?
No, what happened was I went from making about $1,500 a week to about $400 a week. And they were still telling me what I was going to do. I was going to stay because I liked the company.
But where does the severance come in? Where does the severance? Where does the severance come in, Derek? Did you leave?
Yeah, I left.
Okay, so you were, first of all, most severance, just so you know, most severance does not cover resignation. Nor termination. Severance is a layoff due to slow business or a sale or something like that. Severances don't usually come when the employee voluntarily separates or becomes a jerk and gets fired. It usually only covers things beyond their control, like they have to lay off people.
It was like my money I wasn't making the same money. And he told me I'm a full-time employee. I have to stay on. I can't pick up a part-time job.
Derek, I can't argue about that now, bro. It's done.
Okay.
Now, what I want to know is, do you have any proof that he promised this? Did anyone hear it?
No.
So you know what's going to happen now? They're going to deny it. You could put in a complaint. Listen, I will say one thing about Colorado. It has a responsive labor board. I swear to you. The Department of Wage and Hour, or whatever they call themselves, labor in Colorado is very proactive for workers. They really are. If you put a complaint in and simply say, you know, I'd like to put in a complaint, and I think I was due severance, and they're very unfair, and all of that, they'll look into it. Now, and you say severance was part of your whole overall promise to work. They're going to look at it. Now, they may not do anything, but sometimes they investigate companies if they get enough complaints. 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you, by the way, by GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Genesis Total Exteriors. And I say Genesis because they are, from beginning to end, with planning through construction. Genesis Total Exteriors. You hear all the time problems with people here, right? Okay, Steve, you want to know about what? Hi, Steve. What's going on? Yes, sir. What's happening?
Okay, I took you off speaker.
Okay.
My wife is flying to Arizona to look at some new houses that we are possibly going to retire in.
Okay.
Now, if we ask for ADA stuff, does the builder have to do it because we asked for it? Or can they say, you have to do it? I mean, how does that work with a new house?
With a new house, a brand new house, I believe that if you want to buy it and you can negotiate the price, then you can, as part of the contract, make it ADA. But they can charge for it. I mean,
Okay.
in other words, they can. It's called reasonable. They have to do is make reasonable accommodations. So a reasonable accommodation might be this. You know, Steve, this model may not work well, but we have another model that would be better for widening the doors and doing this. That's reasonable.
Okay.
Or, hey, Steve, you know, this is well under construction. It would be very expensive to retrofit. Let's do a new one. I mean, reasonable accommodations. But, yeah, so if you're looking at new homes, you ask up front about wheelchair accommodation, wheelchair accessibility.
Okay, so the second one is if you buy a new home and you put enough down to have equity,
Yes.
can you do a reverse mortgage?
Well, you can, but what would now? Okay, so let me get this straight. Then you have cash to put down on the house. You'll
We
put
have some, yes.
Okay, like tell me how much. Let's talk real stuff.
I'm not really sure what she has.
Give me an idea. 100?
Maybe 60, 70.
Okay, let's say 75 grand you put down on a house.
Okay.
Okay, you're not good. It depends on the price of the house, because with a reverse loan requires at least 50%. 50%. In other words, they don't want to loan more than 50% of value. Okay.
Okay.
So they don't. I mean, that's it. Just 50% usually, and that's if you're really old. So the best you're going to get is 50% of your equity.
What is really old?
What's that? I mean, 50% loan to value. What is that?
What is really old?
Unless you're over 75, you're not going to get more than that.
Okay. All right.
So, Steve, what I'm saying is a reverse loan is a good idea for some people. It's not for others. It's just not. And it depends on, for example, putting money down probably won't give you enough money to get it back. But I don't know why you would do that. If you already have the money, you don't need the reverse loan. It would be silly to have it. I would take that money and put it in some interest-bearing account and just or do whatever. But having a reverse loan that part of it doesn't make sense to me. A reverse loan is for someone who has equity already, or wants to pay off their house with a reverse loan for $100,000, let's say. They pay off their home, and then they just have a paid off home. Or they take out a lump sum, or they have a line of credit for emergencies. If you don't touch it, you don't get charged interest on it. You only get charged when you take it out, and that's an emergency fund. No matter what, here, let me just give you this. Call Joan Sullivan or her team, and I'll tell you why. They're honest, and they will never lie to you about a reverse loan. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's up to them. They can help you decide. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528.
There is an accident on the west side at 70 westbound active lane. A crash involving a truck and traffic is backed up leading from Wadsworth. There's also a couple of spots of slow-moving traffic where there was an accident. I-25 going in the southbound direction is crowded now.
Well, big plans for the 4th?
Downtown.
Oh, man.
I'm just going up to Vail.
Are you headed to Vail? With the family?
Just for a few days. Me and my wife.
Oh, yeah.
My kids are with their mom. I'm going to just go up to Sonnenelp, it's called. It's a little hotel that she really loves.
Oh, yeah? Nice. You guys staying in town doing anything?
Fireworks with the boys.
Blow crap up.
Blow crap up. We got a 9 and 3-year-olds, so
Nice.
they'll be doing that. Yeah.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank Duran is absolutely the best person you could ever have on your side. I know that man, a lot of people in real estate get mad at me for that. Now, I'm not saying he's the only great one. He's the one that we stand behind. He's the best I've ever met for buying or selling real estate. And that's just a true statement. It's more than advertising. It's personal experience. And he's 303-920-1628. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
What are you guys doing?
Nothing right now.
Frank's
Nothing wrong with that, bud.
Frank sold me a house right in Parker, so we're right across the street from the fireworks. So we're just gonna go sit on the front porch and watch the fireworks.
Alright.
Watch it.
When I get polyurea, I don't get pissed. I used to get pissed when I read polyurea.
Well, that's a good thing now.
Yeah, I was looking for it one time, and all I saw was,
Urea?
stuff about piss. And I said, where? Because I was trying to find a vendor for it. I remembered it was better than any epoxy, and it never cracked, and so I was looking under that and a search. No, thank you. I'm kind of, yeah. In fact, I have too much.
Okay, all right. I had full line, so I was gonna go.
Thanks.
I was going out of line.
I've never even heard of it, so I'm interested in it. It'll be good. Well, there's no big issues you're trying to hit today, then.
No, we got a shitload of calls, but nothing specific.
Have you guys followed that Navy SEAL Gallagher that was just acquitted today?
Now tell me about that. What was that? No. What? Tell me about it. Maybe
He was charged for murder of a 15-year-old ISIS terrorist. And how he got to where he got, he spent 10 months in the brig.
Well, how did he supposedly kill her?
Stabbed him in the neck.
Well, 15-year-old?
15-year-old
Fighter girl?
He was wanted. He was boy.
Well, now, why did he stick him in the neck?
Well, I don't know if he really did or not.
Was he threatening his life, or?
Well, yeah, they were in the middle of a battle in the fight. But what happened, he just got medic.
But aren't you supposed to kill the enemy? I mean,
he got done
interrogating.
I mean, they're in a battle. They're supposed to. Can I see your ID?
Whether you're 15 or 50,
Can I see your ID? I mean.
Yeah.
No,
so it was just really stupid.
They were interrogating him.
They were fixing him, doing him, and they said that his other SEAL team said he went up and stabbed him in the neck and killed him. So
well, that's different.
But he did. He was just acquitted on.
I know, but it wasn't on the battlefield, though.
No,
the guy was in sick bay.
They were in the battlefield. He was wounded, and the medic was still
working on
him. But the medic asphyxiated him and killed him. He just came out and testified that he's the one that killed him.
It was kind of
oh my God! Why did he do it?
The medic was given immunity
Why? Oh my God! Yeah, they could have covered for each other. Here you go. I'll get immunity, and then you.
Right. If our warriors can't go out and fight.
Right.
Well, I know, but
being prosecuted.
First of all, they stabbed the kid in the neck, or he was wounded
somehow.
and our medic is helping the enemy, right? Okay, but did they? Okay.
Because they have to.
Yeah, of course. But then you take him prisoner, right, or whatever.
Right, exactly.
And then,
The other day they took a photo with the dead body. The platoon did, and he was the only one that was charged
And that
with
happens
that.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the
They
time
took a
do that.
picture,
They do that all the time.
I was in the military.
like a
with
trophy.
I don't know if it's
No,
just.
they do it in every war. Every war is done.
Yeah.
Now
Anyway,
I wonder if any of those guys took pictures with Osama
20
bin
years.
Laden dead. Do
Oh,
you
sure.
think they did for themselves?
I'm sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Do you
They
think
took it with
Oh, yeah.
Osama bin Laden.
You think so?
Oh, without
Oh,
a
yeah.
doubt. Without a doubt.
And then they kept it for themselves. That's never been published.
No, and I don't think they would. But the dude served for 20 years as a SEAL.
Wow.
He's highly decorated, multiple
lot of people don't like
Bronze
him.
Stars with Valor. What's that?
A lot of the SEALs didn't like him because he was a hard ass.
Yeah, he received the highest rating of a platoon chief, and he had 9 of his guys testify against him. But now I think
When did it come out? When did the ruling come out?
Yesterday. And so the only one he was charged on was taking a picture with the terrorists.
Yeah, dereliction of duty.
Yeah, and he can only serve 4
SEAL
months. He's
found
already
not
served 10
guilty
months.
on murder.
So he's now he did. I watched the thing this morning. It will affect his retirement and what happens. But if they screw with his retirement, I think that's crap.
You guys don't remember there was a suicide bomber, I think, in Afghanistan, where in Marine Corps guys, and they took a picture of them pissing on him.
Oh yeah,
I do
that's a
remember that.
little.
Wait, who was
But
missing?
He was a suicide. He was
That's
dead.
the
He was
great-
dead. He
Yeah.
was a suicide bomber. Just came in there, and and Hillary Clinton made sure that they got prosecuted.
That's just crap.
But that
You're in a
happens in
freaking
every war that happens. People do that.
Yeah.
Take pictures.
Anyway, I was glad to hear he was acquitted and got off.
6
I want to
charges?
know if his wife
6 charges?
is a lawyer. Do you know, because just how she handled herself, and a lot of times she was speaking at press conferences, and she
is
was
now.
a sharp
Yeah,
lady.
she is.
Yeah. So she somehow is tied in legally.
They had Congress people backing on.
Yeah, Congress Hunter, Duncan Hunter, and
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, let's talk Dan. Dan, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. I called. I just wonder if you'd heard of a company called Sell My Timeshare.
Listen, Dan, let me just tell you in general. Listen carefully. Selling a timeshare, I would say never works unless, now listen, no companies will do this. First, you pay nothing to get it done. They take a commission. There's your first one. So if they charge, don't do them. They must, now this is to sell your timeshare. Let me tell you why. There is no market for timeshare. Therefore, no one's going to buy it. What they're going to do is lie to you to get your money. And even if they have someone say they'll buy it, here's why they can do that. Someone can buy it from you. How much would you take for it?
How much would I take?
Yeah.
I'd take nothing to get out of it.
Exactly. They know that. So listen to what happens. You pay them a fee to sell your timeshare. They have a straw buyer come up and say he's going to buy it from you. Okay? $1 to make it legal. They draw up the paperwork. They don't file it. Even if they did file it, you are responsible for all maintenance and special assessments for the rest of your life. That's why I call it financial herpes. Here's why. You can't get rid of it. Even right now, Dan, if you gave it away and deeded it to someone, the original paperwork you signed said you would pay the maintenance on this contract. And unless you are released from it, you're responsible. Now, if the new owner wants to pay the maintenance and assessments, you won't be charged. But if they stop, you have final recourse. So everyone listening who either has a timeshare or used to think they got rid of one, you are on the hook. You are on the hook for that timeshare. If someone stops paying anything, they go back to you. Now, Dan, here's something I do have, some very valuable advice. There are companies that legitimately negotiate you out of timeshares, okay? And one of them is the Flynn Law Group. Flynn, F-L-Y-N-N, Flynn Law Group out of Florida. You can find them at referralist.com. Now, I will tell you that several people have used Timeshare Exit Team, and they have had it done. I have a small problem with Timeshare Exit Team in that we've had multiple complaints that have not been addressed, okay, of people waiting 2 and 3 years after paying. So, Dan, just be careful. Now, Brandy called earlier. I asked her to get a quote on what it would cost to get that fence torn down, because that's the only thing she got when she paid $4,000 to somebody. I want to know if she lost money because the other guy was supposed to also do a new fence. So, Brandy, how much to tear the fence down?
My new contractor said it would be $840 for the remaining removal, haul away, and disposal.
I don't mean remaining. I mean I need to know how much that job of removing what he removed is worth.
He said $520.
Okay, so you're saying that he would have charged $520 to take away that fence that guy did, and that guy got paid $4,000. Is that right?
Well, he only got paid $2,000 up front.
Okay, but $2,000 from each of you, I thought.
Right.
All right, hold on. I have some definite suggestions now. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We have Zero Res of Denver in the house and also Garage Kings. If you go to GarageKings.com and then /Colorado Springs. You know, I can read the tiniest of print without glasses.
By the way, they'll find it if they go to GarageKings.com because they're right. Now, does anyone have the Denver franchise, or you guys get it by default?
Get it by default right now.
He's Denver, I'm Colorado Springs.
Oh, you are.
Oh, so
you
you're
guys do
all,
cover.
but you do all of Denver, but what will it be?
Meaning,
like, do you like?
So they
what
have
is-
certain territories. Right?
What is your website?
GarageKings.com/Denver.
Okay, cool. What I'm saying is Denver one franchise for the entire metro?
Right now it is.
Because
yeah.
by default,
By
right?
default, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But they have it broke down to 10.
10 for the Springs or 10
No,
for here?
for Denver.
Oh, for Denver.
Oh, really? So they
Is
can
the
put
Springs
10
considered part of
franchises in
Denver?
here?
Yes.
No.
So what's
It's
your population
separate.
that you do?
So I do like
300,000?
Elizabeth, Springtown,
You know, I'm not sure the total.
Monument,
Like I have
Oscar.
Lone Tree, Highlands Ranch, Parker, Castle Rock,
Roxborough.
yeah, some of Littleton.
Yeah.
That's kind of one territory.
Aurora? You said that.
We do jobs in Aurora right now just by default. Like
There's no one servicing there, so you're gonna. Someone calls in Fort Collins, you can go do it in Fort Collins.
Yeah.
Because no one's servicing there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have one in Grand Junction.
Yeah, there's one in Grand Junction.
So did you guys do the FedEx business together before?
He's my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I owned it, and then he worked with me and helped me out for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And you sold that off and picked up Garage Kings.
Yeah.
What interested you in Garage Kings?
It was just I've always been used to being outside for a job, you know, like delivering packages or working on the trucks, or I mean I kind of did it all with FedEx.
Yeah.
So I like being outside and I just like moving, man. That's how I roll.
Yeah, you don't sit in an office at a desk and.
I can do it at my house, like paperwork and stuff, you know, but not for long periods of time, all day, every day. I just can. It's just not how I'm wired. Yeah.
So my brother's my business partner.
Okay, cool.
And so he's the same way. He starts going stir crazy if he's got to sit in the office for long. So he deals a lot with the operations side of our business and our tax and so.
How many trucks do you guys have?
We got 23.
Wow.
Yeah. And so.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, so we own the Fort Collins. Well, we own the whole Front Range. We just sold off the Fort Collins, Boulder area franchise to another franchisee.
Okay.
So we own Denver and Colorado Springs.
How long have you been doing this?
16 years.
16 years. So that's kind of our, vision right now is if we can continue to grow, in the metro area and to Aurora and Lakewood and
Buy everything up, then.
Yeah. Then get to that point.
Yeah.
That's what I did with FedEx was. I started with one truck.
That's awesome.
13 years, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Started with one truck and just kept it growing.
So you just got tired of it then, or why did you get out?
The margins, they changed the way they were paying us.
It's probably just because of Amazon, huh?
A little bit. And
Being greedy.
they were getting sued a lot because of the way their contract was read. Right? Because FedEx is not a franchise. It's you know, we were independent contractors. Right? So then they had to switch the verbiage and the wording to independent service providers.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were getting sued for people saying that they were
Internally,
employees.
yeah.
Yeah, employees and contractors were
Yeah.
suing them. So they had to change all that, and when they changed all that, the margin went from good
X
to
to Y.
yeah, good to barely marginal. You know what I mean? On the way they were paying us.
Well, they had to cover. I mean, the law for a while there, that whole independent contractors or employee was a huge push with franchisees, and because we've looked at trying to go with our technicians, independent contractors, and it just there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting.
Yeah.
And so FedEx had to cover their butts.
Yeah.
Then like Garage Kings, I mean, we have the resources to buy the whole Denver area, but why spend the money if we get it anyway for free?
There's no sense in messing with it.
Yeah.
But if
Now
someone,
you've got right of first refusal if someone comes in.
Right.
Then you
Then
can
we
start to purchase the territory. And, yeah.
exactly.
There's no sense in putting money out for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have you on a growth plan or no?
I've talked to them about it. Nothing's set, but probably a good idea. Is that kind of? Did you guys do that or?
I wouldn't.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, grow at your pace. Grow what
you
you want to do.
So I got
Don't
this
get
Ring
locked in.
doorbell. You know what pisses me off? If you don't get it right after the trial period, if you don't look at it while it's ringing, they don't save it anymore. They fucking demolish it. So you have to pay
$9.99 a month.
Yeah.
If it's five freaking minutes. If it's 5 seconds, they won't let you replay it. They used to in the trial period. So obviously, I never realized it came with that obligation. In other words,
Yeah.
I like the product, but
Yeah, I've never purchased it to save it and view it later because I felt the same way. I was like, that kind of sucks. But you got to pay the $9 or $10 a month to.
Well, I had stuff getting stolen from my house, so
Now
it's worth because we get a lot of product delivered to the house and stuff.
I noticed Amazon the other day across the street from me dropped a package, took a picture of it on the door to document that it had been delivered and done, and then saved it to her phone or app.
You never
And
got one of
walked
those
away.
text messages? They send a picture of your package on your porch.
I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
FedEx and UPS does it, but USPS does not. They're terrible.
Yeah,
they don't. They are.
They're useless.
They really are, and they really did. Amazon really kind of hurt everybody.
Yeah.
Because they forced
I mean,
everybody to.
well, the thing of it is, there's so much business for FedEx and UPS. They don't even deliver Amazon shit. They don't have to. Right?
they don't deliver what?
Amazon's packages. FedEx, UPS do not have anything to do.
Oh, they don't want to be dependent on them. There was
Exactly.
because they'll fuck you over.
Oh yeah.
FedEx, I thought, just said that I'm not going to renew my contract with you.
Well, FedEx wasn't getting paid enough, but that
Right,
they only had a fraction of the business.
Right. USPS took most of it.
I
They
predict
were
Amazon's
the lost
going
leader
to.
for
I
it.
predict Amazon is going to be in that business
I think
of
they
delivering.
already
No,
are.
no, not for themselves, for
everybody else.
everyone.
Yeah, you're
and
probably
themselves. They're already doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Because what they're going to do is
But
they're
they're
going to
independent
take.
people, aren't they? The Amazon, they're independent.
Some of them are, yes. Yes. But they're growing so fast, they have to have the employee base
but
and
they're
the independent base.
they're independent,
'Cause I thought about doing
but
it.
they're so dependent on Amazon. Some of them have established themselves just for Amazon. I mean, it's not like they do a thriving business otherwise. So Amazon controls them.
Amazon is putting ex-employees of theirs in business delivering their.
That's
Oh,
cool.
they'll give you $10,000 to start the business.
Right.
They're old employees. I
Well,
don't
they
think
just
you-
wanted-
anybody.
Yeah,
I thought-
anybody.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Then you find out the margins.
Did you
are.
ever? Oh, did you?
I thought about it, but it's the same thing. They're gonna give you X, and then 2 years down the road, they're gonna be like, "Thanks, buddy." Check.
Hello, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Zero Res of Denver with us. Shane, one of the owners, and he is here. ZeroResDenver.com. We also have Garage Kings, new on the referral list. They do garage coatings. We are so happy. So many people ask about garage floors. And that is such a big topic here. So any questions, give us a call. Even Shane had questions about floors, right?
Without a doubt. I didn't know you could put it on wood.
Everyone loves them. Everyone loves coatings.
I'm excited.
Coatings, men love coatings.
It's so true.
And you know, you would think women would be more akin to that, but as soon as, if you do that to someone's garage floor as a gift, if you did that for your husband, he would freak out.
It's on my wish list, so Shane, if you're listening, you know.
303-713-TALK. Now, Steve, T, Art, Gina, let's get there right now. And then Brandy, we talked to this morning, and I want to continue very quickly. Here's Brandy's situation. She and her neighbor paid $4,000 to get a guy to tear down the fence and rebuild another. He only tore down part of the fence. That job might be worth, according to another contractor, around $500. That means Brandy and her neighbor paid $3,500 too much. Now, do you get the math, Brandy?
Totally.
Okay, so that's what you sue for in small claims court, and that's what we go after with this guy. But I want to do both. And then you and your neighbor have to kind of sue together against this guy, or one of you sue for both of you, because it's silly to do each of you do a suit for that. I would join together on it. I don't think there's a problem with that. I'm not sure. You can ask, or you can do it on her behalf. But the point is you got to go after the guy. Now, we will also go after him. Daff, if you can take a note, let's go after this guy and see if he'll just pony up the money. What is the name? We got to warn people, and actually we have to give them a chance to respond as well. I shouldn't just say we need to warn people. But you said it was Keystone, right? Fence and Deck?
Keystone Fence and Deck.
And is there a principal person you dealt with?
His name is Mike Lorensky or something like that. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name.
How do you spell it?
It's Leonarczyk.
God. I know.
That's
see, you can't give him a bad name because you can't pronounce it. It's ineffable. Mike. Right? Mike Leonarczyk.
Mike L.
Leonarczyk. Anyway, hey, listen, seriously, hold on. Daph's going to talk to you and get the number. I want to get the response. And if they don't give a response, you know, we'll give them a little chance, but they might not be there today. It's a weird day. Okay, Jenna, welcome to the show, Jenna. How can we help you?
Hey, I'm having a problem with my apartment complex.
Okay. May I ask a couple questions? How long you been there?
Just about 2 years.
And hold on one sec. Then, are you the only one on the lease?
No, it's myself and my fiance.
Okay, so 2 on the lease. Okay, right. What's your question? What's going on?
Okay, so the most recent problem is for the past 6 days we've had no hot water and no air conditioning, and we're on the 4th floor.
Let's just suffice it to say that you don't like the landlords. You could probably give me a list of a whole bunch of things they didn't do, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, what kind of a lease are you in right now?
What do you mean?
Do you have 4 months left, 5 months left, 6 months? How much?
Until September 24th.
Now, until September under lease. Now, here's what I want to say. For you to get out early, if it's worth it, it's only going to be, you know, July, August, you know, 2 months, right? Or it's right, at the end of September.
Long, yeah.
What I'm saying is, you tough it out, and I don't know what else to tell you. Now, otherwise, you do a constructive eviction, but you'd have to list what is wrong. It has to be one of the very few things mentioned, which, not legal advice here, I'm just telling you from memory, something that would be considered uninhabitable. No electric, No heat. No heat. I'm not sure about AC, but no heat.
Okay.
Also, if it's infested, if it does not have locks on the doors, if that kind of thing. It's health and safety. Okay. And if it's uninhabitable, it's a breach of contract because you're paying to live somewhere, and according to the local community, it's not habitable. So you would not sue. You're not really suing. You're just evicting yourself. And what you do is you write to them and you give them notice. And you have to look online to find out the exact procedure. But you give them notice and say, hey, because of these intolerable conditions, I'm going to leave if you do not fix these by a certain date.
Okay.
And if they don't, then you give them a reasonable time. Again, what is reasonable? I'd say 5 days, 3 days, 2 days, depending on what it is. If the front door blew off in a windstorm, it would be, 1 day. So here's the deal. You give them that, and then at the end of that period, you then tell them, hey, you didn't do what I asked. It's intolerable. I'm doing a constructive eviction as of this date. And then I would say I consider all of my financial obligations, paid or whatever. You say whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to say. I'm just telling you that you have to look up constructive eviction. It's where you evict yourself because they have violated the lease, basically. Landlords violate the lease by not providing a place for you to live. Now, this does not come under, I believe, the laws of habitability, but it is a reason to evict yourself. But they don't always coincide. Most of the time, laws of habitability will give you the ammunition you need to get out of a lease. When I first came to Denver and I was fighting for tenants, there were no laws. There were no laws regarding habitability. This is one area where copying California helped. I mean, I know you get
That's a scary statement.
It's a sore spot with you.
That's a scary statement.
No, but we're accused of following legislatively California,
yeah.
And we do.
But how many Californians are now moving to Denver?
No. I can't stand California's government, and the tax structures and all of that. But here's the deal. That one was good. Where we have standards of habitability. But there are some things not on the standards of habitability that you can evict yourself for. That would be, for example, privacy. The right to privacy. Because you're entitled to quiet, peaceful enjoyment of the premises. Quiet, peaceful. And I think trespass or breach of privacy, if you didn't have a front door, if the walls were so thin everybody could hear everybody, or something that you would make an argument that it's not private or peaceful. Okay, 303-713-8255. T, what's going on with you, T?
Hi, Tom. I just purchased a house last April.
Yeah.
Like last year of 18.
Yeah.
My mortgage supposed to be $2,685.
Yeah.
And possibly in May 2019, it's increased to $4,000.
Now, T, hold on. You said you bought this, right?
Yes, and then I got a loan.
Okay, you got a loan. Was it a fixed rate loan or was it a variable loan?
Yes, a fixed rate loan.
Okay, and do you have your closing doc where you did the loan? Did you get the loan when you bought the house or did you refinance?
I get the loan when I bought the house.
Okay, how long ago?
It's April 2018.
Okay, so it's recent. All right, now. T, you bought a home in April, and the mortgage went up and you don't know why. Okay.
I finally know why.
Why?
They say my taxes increased from 4,000. They estimate like over
right. Do you know why, T? Let me just say why. With a brand new house, is this a new house or new to you?
New house.
A brand new house was taxed the previous year on hardly anything because it wasn't worth much. When the house is completed and you go to real estate closing, you pay your portion of the taxes based on the previous year. Well, that's ridiculous because it probably was assessed for half or less. Now you're paying the actual tax, which is going to be adjusted for real value. And unfortunately, T, no one did anything wrong to you. If you want to verify that, we'd be happy to help you, but here's what I'm thinking. You need to look at your payment, make sure that your principal and interest did not go up. If taxes went up, well, that's tough. I mean, that's just the way it is. What you do is protest your taxes with the county.
Yeah, that's
Every month, not every month, it was once.
So 50%, went up 50%.
Yes, easily. Easily.
Wow. It could be insurance thrown in there.
Was it a new house? A new build?
Yeah, she said it was a new build.
Mine did that too.
See, there's a lot that can be thrown in.
Centennial Plum
Yeah, no doubt.
2,700 was just principal and interest. I mean, she's getting her taxes and insurance.
That's
How
how
like she said it went, well, it was
They're from 20, I thought 27 to 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4,000.
Starting at Airport Boulevard.
That's
So the
crazy.
taxes would have doubled over the course of a year or
Then for
whatever.
weather this afternoon, a thunderstorm
Maybe she
behind
paid insurance
91
before they
tonight,
started
taking
taking
the
out of
low down
escrow.
61 right now
That's
to
crazy.
83. With your
And if
traffic
you're
control
negative,
current
she might be
on
negative
3630
escrow and she has to make up the difference.
That happens too.
Because that happened to me. We were $1,000 negative. So we either had to pay, no, we were $2,000 negative. We either had to pay $2,000 up front or they were just adding
Okay,
in.
guys. Centeno Schultz are the people that I recommend for living stem cell therapy. If you have painful joints, painful limbs, or you have some back issues and you're not sure, well, you can do an evaluation at Centeno Schultz, and if you don't need stem cell, they'll tell you what is wrong. They do wonderful diagnostic work and screenings, which are covered, the evaluations, by your insurance. So if you need stem cell therapy, they're the only ones I recommend for living stem cell therapy. Most of the other clinics rip you off with fake fluids they have shipped in. So bottom line, Centeno Schultz, because they have other therapies available for pain and for discomfort and for arthritis, including PRP and other things. Centeno Schultz, the stemcellexperts.com, that's their website, because they are the stemcellexperts.com. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201.
Red White Blue Sale, July 1st through the 6th at Mercedes-Benz and Williamson. Waive your front.
So you guys run any specials?
Red, white, or blue new
Yeah.
2019 Mercedes-Benz in inventory. Pick out your red, white, or blue.
Doing
Okay, I got one more, guys. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Plumline Services. Plumline, the straight line, the straight way to be. They started more than 17 years ago, and I was at Jeff's side helping him promote his new business. I remember it, and now that business serves the entire metro area for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. When it comes to drains, they do their own drain work. They don't subcontract it out. Almost no company does that. They don't have their own drain division, and they have new engineered ways to put in drains without digging up the ground, called pipe bursting. You got to find out about this and more. In fact, if you're having any sewer or drain issues, for just $93, they guarantee to clear it. 93, or the call's free. But here's the thing, those free calls are really good because they give you a complete picture of why. And then you know exactly what's wrong. PlumlineServices.com. 303-586-1086, 93 are free on all drains, 303-586-1086.
We probably already went over what square footage you guys charge, or?
Yeah, but they don't. They do it by the job.
So you bid it first, right? Okay, and then that's because every garage floor is a little different.
Every one of them is different. Yeah.
But they pretty much have flat rates, though.
Yeah.
So they make margin on some, and some smaller, some larger, but people can be quoted like that. I like that theory.
Yeah.
If we break it down, it could be between $6.50 and $7 a square foot. Well, people freak out when you tell them how much square foot. So we basically say this is what a 2-car garage is, and there you go.
2-car we're normally doing for $3,000. We're doing it here for $2,500. Mention us on the show. We'll do it for $2,500.
Yeah.
3-car normally right around $4,000.
No. You pick out, is that, what do you as far as you pick out for your, you have a ton of different.
Yeah, a ton of different ones. The flakes.
I've seen some that are really like,
I love
water.
I love
We're
them.
doing it, yeah, like a Denver Broncos floor in a couple weeks. It's gonna be crazy. But the guy wants you know, Broncos color, Broncos logos. So it's gonna be neat. It's gonna be really cool. You can do anything.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
My daughter did it, and it looked like a brand new girl.
Do you have the vinyl put down and then coat over it? Like if you get a logo.
And that's what so it's not slick, really.
Right. No, there's a lot of grip to it. Right?
And you put oil
well,
on
hold on. There's a lot of grip if you do the anti-skid. If you don't.
Is this anti-skid? No, this one is.
Well, you can leave, so we can scrape it to where it's smooth, and that's maybe what you had done.
No, I have both.
Both the anti-skid and the.
Depending on where.
This
right.
Yeah. A little oil, probably, right?
Yeah, for drugs, this is more for outside the plate.
But this, you could put oil on it, you just wipe it up.
Yeah, it doesn't penetrate it.
Battery acid.
Battery acid, too.
Shit, yeah.
Mag chloride.
There's nothing.
Mag chloride also?
I dropped acid on it by mistake.
Didn't hurt it.
No, not one bit.
Oh, I was amazed how nice your garage was. Amazed.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Mark Trenner is someone I recommend if you have an invention or a trademark or anything like that where you need help to protect it. You know, don't go online to these 1-800 submission companies. They're rip-offs, lying cheaters and rip-offs. I swear to you, we get so many complaints. You know, Trenner's not one of these guys that does that. He has flat rates. Give him a call, 720-221-3708. He's on the referral list, too, Trenner Law, 720-221-3708. Let's keep going here, 303-713-TALK. Listen, I told her what to do with her loan. I want to make sure there's nothing we can do for her on that.
She had one more question.
Oh, I'm sorry. But people, you need to verify that the numbers are correct. That's all. You just call the taxing authority, and if they are taxing you and that's what made your payment go up, you can protest your taxes. That's a separate issue. You protest, actually, here's really fun. You don't protest taxes. That is a miscommunication. We don't protest taxes. The only thing you can legally protest in this state, you protest valuation. And that, in essence, turns out to be a reduction in tax if you can argue that your house is worth less than they say. So, T, you said you had one additional question. What is it?
You know, I did that, and I got.
You did what? You did what, T?
County assessor.
Oh, good. You went to the county assessor, and what did you find out?
My tax is supposed to be only $4,000, but the mortgage company overpaid the taxes in February, and
well, you'll get that money back.
You know, and then they pay again in May.
Listen, wait. The county assessor said that the entire year of taxes is only $4,000.
Yes, and they collect $12,000 for me.
That they collected $12,000. You got to go to what title company did this for you?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
Well, you got to go to your closing agent. Listen, if they took $12,000 from you by mistake, they need to give back what they need to give back what's not due. Can you do me a favor? Do me a favor. I want all her closing docs. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything. She has to, I'm shooting in the dark here. I'm shooting totally in the dark. I need to get her to send closing docs, and we'll see whether she was screwed or not. It's that easy. Jenna has another question on a lease because they're in a place they hate. It expires in September, and they're saying, can we get out earlier? What do we have to do? Go ahead, Jenna.
Yes. My last question was, my fiance wants to just refuse to pay the rent until it's fixed. Is that a thing, or are we just going to end up with fines?
It's not a thing in Colorado. I mean, there's no law that protects you from doing that. I believe under the standards of habitability, it might address that. I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
Because I do think there are some repairs you're allowed to make and deduct, but I think they're emergencies. I'm not sure. I'm hazy on it, and what I need to do is look it up.
Okay.
And so, why don't you do it as well? But I believe that would be crazy to do. However, here's another trick, okay, if you want to use it. I'm going to tell you a dirty trick. This is assuming you're dealing with a scumbag, okay? I don't mind pulling out the stops for a scumbag. Here's what you do. You go out and secure a lease right now for September 1st.
Okay.
But you do it now, or excuse me, or for July, whatever. I would say September 1st.
Okay.
Here's why. Okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to get it now while your credit is really good. Then you're going to go back to this guy, and come rent day on August 1st, because he's a scumbag, you're going to say, use my deposit for the last month's rent. Because you know this guy's going to try to keep your deposit and all that crap. And then he's going to say, well, I'm evicting you, but he's not going to be able to evict you until you're going to be out of there before he can evict you anyway. So, and if he tries to ruin your credit, you already have a new lease. I'm just saying that's something you could do.
Okay.
If you think he's a scumbag, do you think he'll try? How much is your deposit?
I believe we put down, it couldn't have been more than $400.
Well, how much is your monthly rent?
$1,500.
Okay. See, he has you. You have him by the short hairs. But if you really believe you've been cheated and it's, you can take matters into your own hands. But remember, he's going to come after you and say you breached contract. You didn't even pay the last month's rent because the deposit's only $400. So,
right.
You could always, you have to figure out what you want to do. Let's put it this way. If it was me and I spent money and time and this guy never did anything, I may try to get revenge at the end of the lease. I may try, so long as I had my other bases covered. I'd try to get financially even. Now, that doesn't mean stealing anything from him, but you could certainly say, hey, take $400, my deposit, apply it to the last month's rent, because I think you owe me the balance, and I think you owe me everything, so forget it. I'm not, but you have to be really strong in your argument, because if he takes you to court, I doubt you can prove what you're saying. Steve, what's going on, Steve? Welcome. What's happening?
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I have a house in South Denver that's built in 1953, and I have a two-car garage in the front alongside of the living room.
Yeah.
And I built a two-car garage in the back last fall, and I tried to convert this to a living space because this house truly has one bedroom and a bathroom.
So you wanted to convert one of the garages? Which one? The attached garage?
Yes, the front garage, the front on the street side.
Is the front garage attached?
Yes.
And you wanted to make it living space. So what happened?
Yes. Well, the city says, the homeowner can do these kind of things. So I took a test for plumbing and all that and draw some pictures up, and they didn't accept it. And now I talked to some architects, and they draw me some drawing, but this is an unusual contemporary California contemporary home, which is a flat roof.
Steve, I understand it's a complicated home or it's modern or whatever. Steve, are they now, first of all, are they allowing you to apply for a homeowner's permit right now?
Well, yes.
Okay, but now you're having a problem with the plans?
Yes, because they want me to do
a professional plan, and they want an engineering stamp. And Steve, yes. I'm happy they do. If you're having a hard time and you want to do this whole thing yourself, even do-it-yourselfers. When I say it's do-it-yourself, I do not mean the planning and engineering. That should never be done on your own. You can work with an architect. You can then get an engineer's stamp or work with an architect who is an engineer. You can do whatever you want, but don't do it yourself. I can't sit here and help you get a permit without a real drawing, okay?
No, but there used to be, or still is, a variance that, this is only a...
Listen, we're talking about two different things. A variance is a variance in use of the property. Even with a variance for use of the property, you still need engineered plans. So I don't even understand. We're talking about two completely different things. Are you having a problem with use of the land? Are they saying it's not zoned for that many square? I mean, what are they saying? Why are you talking about a variance? You don't need a variance.
No, that's what I thought. Well, I'm not
If you're
sure
in
what
a
I need.
neighborhood, Steve, if you're in a residential neighborhood and you're finishing your basement or putting your garage and making it living space, you do not need a variance. A variance is to change zoning.
No, I just put that up for you because I don't know, because they want us to insulate it to the
Here's what I think you meant. I am telling you that even do-it-yourself projects with homeowners' permits need professional drawings and engineering stamps. Here's what I think you meant to say. I thought they would give me some slack. I thought they would work with me as a homeowner. That's where you meant variance. There is no variance. Yes. There is no variance when it comes to engineered drawings and plans. No, Steve, do-it-yourselfers sometimes can draw a plan. Sometimes...
Let me say something, Tom. I have this flat roof contemporary home, and I don't have enough room to insulate the ceiling for today requirement of 39 or 41 R41. So I don't know what to do. They bring the ceiling down, and the ceiling going to be lower in the house.
Okay, I mean, listen. Does the house have R31 throughout?
No.
Okay.
No,
but now, in order, I know, they can't make you retrofit, but they can make you add only code. They will never give you a variance to go back the way it was to match that architecture. Steve, I understand what you're saying, but they won't do it. They won't do it for aesthetics. They won't do it for structure. If you can't build according to code, and if that's what you meant, no, there is no variance to building code. God almighty. This guy just wants to get through, and I know what he means. He was saying he has some glass panel roof, and he was saying they won't let him do that anymore.
He has what type of roof? Flat. He's got flat.
He had part of it was glass. I think he was trying to.
Yeah, there's not enough room.
Fix it long.
Clear. This is 25 going in the northbound direction at Auraria. We'll still take some time for traffic to recover from Colorado, and traffic's moving slowly on 25 southbound leading Fordham Parkway, getting over to 84. Denver weather this afternoon, a thunderstorm with a high getting up to 91. Tonight clear with a low down to 61. And tomorrow for Independence Day, sunny and 92. Right now it's sunny and 83. Your traffic and weather, I'm Karen Johnson, 630 KHOW.
Express Employment Professionals is thinking...
Okay, 15 seconds, I have to do something.
Express is awarding $1,000 cash prizes weekly and a chance to win a $10,000 vacation. Register on the Express Jobs app or expresspros.com.
FixMyHome.com. That'll do it. That'll get you there. The company I know and trust for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Now, the plumbing, cooling, and electric, and the heating... Now, for $39, you get any one of these systems completely inspected, adjusted, minor adjustments and stuff. They're not going to put all new parts in, and they're going to clean it thoroughly, no matter what. If you get the electrical, the panel, the grounds, the wiring, the switches, the outlets. If it's plumbing, it's everything. If it's heating, they go through that furnace, they pull out the blower motor, they clean things. You know, here's the bottom line. I've never seen more work at this value ever. And because they are so busy with weather, you may have to wait, but you can get this $39 clean, inspect, and adjust. That's right, any system in your home. You will never beat it, especially if you're getting ready to sell it or something. 720-526-3939.
Dysfunction in your shoulder? Are you taking drugs such as over-the-counter non-steroidal medication, acetaminophen, or opioids that never seem to fix the problem? Downtown's Healthcare has helped thousands of people get off medications and avoid surgery. Check them out, downtownshealthcare.com.
Adults who have crooked teeth and don't want to deal with them. There is a way to do that.
the real estate man.com.
Sometimes 6 months to a year, depending on what your
He's the best guy.
Is he the best guy?
Well, we had a house built in 2011. Katie Home screwed up the electrical panel.
Yeah.
When we went to sell it, he took the problem was a $100 problem fixed for new sellers out of his commission.
He just said, "I'll take care of it."
Yeah, he said, "I'll pay for the fix, sell the house," and he just called us to go to a movie. Last week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't do it, but yeah,
it was great. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of people there.
Unbelievable what he is doing. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ with new orthodontics. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100.
This story is called the
Then I get these safety alerts, people saying this guy was at my door or this on Ring. Are you guys part of Ring?
Yes.
Did they get you for the $9? Did you pay the $9?
Yeah.
Of course you did. Everybody does because it's useless without it.
It really is.
Yeah. We're still holding out.
Kind of pisses me off.
Then you get like, my neighbor saw a suspicious guy.
Event history, look. 1 minute ago. Nope, can't do it. Yep, no, you're not on the protection plan, you lousy bastards. Talking 3 minutes.
That's how they get you. A lot of people ringing your doorbell.
No, it's just people there working, and they say there's someone at your door.
Set the motion detector out.
Yes. That's right. And some just automatically ring. Whether I tell them to enter or not, they always ring. You know.
Yeah.
When you do the duct work, the carpeting, you have that home will be like new as far as the air goes.
Indoor air quality. Yeah. We don't do ducts right now, but I think we're going to get into it.
Well, that would be so natural for you guys. And
well, we used to do it.
And I think that your liquid, if you did a light spray, doesn't it kill bacteria?
You can put a antimicrobial through the system.
Oh, but it's not in your water. It doesn't
well,
have water.
You wouldn't be able to spray it.
No.
That would the application of that would not be good.
But isn't that water good for cleansing, for hands and?
So there's two types of water, right? We got the A and B water.
Right.
Acidic and basic. The A water we'll use as an antibacterial sanitizing.
What do you clean with?
The B water.
Okay.
But we got the EPA chasers right now because they say anything above an 11 is a pesticide, which is bullcrap. And so
and yours is above 11?
Yeah, we'll usually be at 12, 12 and a half.
For ordinary cleaning, or?
But it'll neutralize. But it's a physical build, not a chemical build.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Frank Durand, realestateman.com. I'm mentioning him because we actually have one of the guys who used him, and this is wonderful to hear. You know, he was from Garage Kings. He said that during closing a problem came up, and Frank Durand just says, forget it, I'm going to fix it, take it out of my commission. I mean, he's just like that. Anyway, Frank Durand, realestateman.com. I really mean him. He's the best, 303-920-1622. Now, let's talk art. What is going on? Now, finally today, though, folks, I want to tell you, you can get right through 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I also have a few instant messages for the Kings and one for the carpet. What's happening with you, Art?
Yes, good morning, Tom. I'm calling because I filed a timely claim from last year's hail storm. Now my car and my home, my roof suffered damage. My insurance will cover my car, but they denied the claim to my roof. Now, I understand that I can request, they did an inspection. And
okay, now hold on. You're saying who will cover what?
My insurance covered the damage to my car.
Sure.
Okay, but they won't cover the damage to my roof.
To the roof of your home.
Correct.
Is it your own?
There's no damage.
Okay. What insurance are we talking about? Your homeowners, or are we talking about your auto?
Who's
covering the car?
It's the same insurance, American Family.
Yeah, I know, but you have different policies.
Correct.
So, which policy paid for the damage on the car?
The one for the auto.
Okay, and naturally it should. Now,
correct.
Now you're saying who won't pay what now after that?
Now, I submitted a claim under the homeowner's insurance for my roof.
Okay, because your roof was damaged in a storm.
Correct, and subsequently, pretty much all the homes around me to this point. To this
No. So, Art, first of all, you're one of the bad 5, unfortunately. American Family. If I had to make a list of the bad, it's Farmers, Allstate, State Farm, and American Family. Yeah, Dan hates Fred Loya's insurance company. So Allstate, so all of these. So whenever you can, I want you to make sure you call Compass Insurance Group and get a quote because they'll save you money, or they'll tell you even if they can't save you money, you need to switch out of American Family when you can save money. But I think they can beat them every time. Here's the deal. On your homeowners, you need to call a public adjuster, and we have them on the referral list. They will get you, no matter what. Let's just say the company did come to your house, the insurance company, and offered you something. No matter what, the public adjuster will get it doubled, okay? So you're never going to feel the 10% commission ever. It's going to be, in fact, you can call and get your first, try to get something from them. He won't touch that. He'll only go after the additional amount. So what I'm saying to you is whenever we have a problem like this, where people are denied coverage, and you're almost certain that there's a problem, then you look at the surrounding roofs. He'll look at them and he'll tell you. If he doesn't think he can win, he's not going to take it. Because it's obvious. If the neighborhood was wrecked, why are they saying your house doesn't have damage? Or are they saying, are you sure they're not saying, wait a minute, Art, you had previous damage?
Well, they claim one of them. There was a shingle that was damaged by wind, but another roofer came out to inspect the roof, and he disagreed with him. In fact, they were both here at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
So?
And he said, no, you do have roof damage. The roof company that I called for to inspect it also.
I hope you didn't sign with them.
No, I did not yet. No.
Don't sign with people just because they look at your roof, and you better go shopping long and hard for that. But the first things first, American Family, call. On the referral list, you'll find 2 public adjusters. Paragon Services is one, and the other guy's new, and I like him. He's a great guy. He was a cop for 30 years. What's his name, Dan? The other public adjuster. I'm serious, man. You will make a lot of money doing this because they're going to find stuff the insurance would never pay you. And then you can decide, like you'll get site allowances or stuff like that. There's nothing to fix. You just have the money. So you will get more money than you ever can on your own if you have a claim. But you have to, he'll tell you. Hold on. Dan, do you have the other? Just look at referralist.com. There are 2 public adjusters. Just try both if you want.
Claims Pro.
Claims Pro. And then Paragon Services and Claims Pro. 303-713-TALK. Okay, now, Bean, what's happening?
Hi, this is Dean.
Oh, Dean, sorry. I'm sorry. Dean, what's happening?
Last week, you wanted to continue this conversation about the cops not coming out on non-emergency calls. You remember that?
I remember emergency calls about drains. I don't quite remember, but I will as we go on. Let's keep going. Was it toward the end of the show, Dean?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so let's just start from the beginning then. You wanted cops to come out for something and they didn't? Is that what we're talking about?
They refused to.
And what did you call them about?
I called them about a dog barking, disturbing of the peace.
I remember this now. Yep, remember it. You called police and you called
at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, 2 in the morning, okay. And what did they say to you?
They said that's an animal services issue. You got to have to contact them in the morning. And I said, okay. This guy barked, and I waited. I've done some background on this guy, and this is important too. This guy's raising pit bulls in Aurora, and they're illegal.
That's a separate issue altogether.
It is, but it's part of this thing. And this guy goes, and he has gone around. He's got these things as service animals. And so service animals are ADA exempt.
No, not if they're pit bulls, they're not.
Oh, no, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I've gone over this with animal service, and they said, we can't touch it. It's an ADA animal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can dispute it all day long. If it's a service, first of all, it depends on what it is. If it's there are 2 classifications. One is strict by the ADA, and it must do a specific task. Emotional support is not.
He's breeding. My point is, he's breeding them, and this is Animal Services knows he's breeding them. I can hear the pups yipping now.
Okay, wait a minute. They know he's first of all, breeding operations need a whole complete separate set of rules.
Animal Services is not touching this.
Unless he's just doing, a litter now and then he's not considered a breeder. Does he have kennels out back in a real commercial operation?
He's got kennels in the garage.
Like, so are you saying he's running a commercial breeding farm?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell what's going on in there, but he's using pit bulls, and he's using this exemption as service animals. They're not in his house to help him.
Okay, now let's talk about this main issue now first. Listen, Dean, I think you have a really good case with that guy with the breeding part. But that's not at issue. What you called about, the dog was barking nonstop, 2 a.m. in the morning. You call the police and say, listen, I can't sleep, my kids can't sleep, the neighborhood's disturbed, and they don't consider it a priority. Okay, well, should they or not? I don't know. That's what we'll have a discussion about. Just hang on.
I'm not going to call that an emergency.
I wouldn't.
No.
An annoyance. But I thought they couldn't have pit bulls up there.
Sorry, just looking up in Colorado. Florida, you can't have a service dog. A pit bull can't be a service dog. But in Colorado, it can. But it's got to be specifically trained. Florida just has that law. It's got to be specifically trained.
Will I have time after this to run to the restroom? Well, how much time? 4 minutes at least?
Denver weather for today, this afternoon, a thunderstorm and a high getting up.
That's the problem with drinking on the air. Hot damn, that's first better than Mark. I don't ever make it. I don't ever make it. Ever.
With your traffic and weather, I'm Karen Johnson, 6:30.
Nor does Mark, but he likes to think he does.
Take the bus or rail. Do you chill out or strike up some Vanpool karaoke? Do you social scroll or answer some morning emails? Either way, you're helping decrease traffic and improve air quality. Find your smart commute at waytogo.org.
Well, I would say breeding.
Pro Auto Care, yep, Pro Auto Care. They are your car nanny. I coined that phrase, the car nanny, because that's what he does. He texts me, hey Tom, oil changes are due. Or according to your VIN number, this needs to be done. It's a service bulletin or whatever. And Pro Auto Care, of course, can do anything that the dealer can for you, faster, cheaper, and better. I should mention this, of course, if warranty work needs to be done at a dealer. But otherwise, you can go to Pro Auto Care at 303 Pro Auto. 2 locations, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. 2 convenient locations. You can call for details or look them up online. It's 303proauto.com. That's 303proauto.com.
Nothing like meeting face to face. And there's nothing like Zoom to make
Okay, I'm going to run to the restroom.
business across town or around the world. Zoom ties
What
together
can't
all of your community.
Pit bull puppies.
You found that?
No. I mean, it's a service dog has to be trained. The puppy's not trained.
I wonder if they're considering pit bulls in training.
I don't know if you can do that in training. You would have to ask the ADAP. There's so much.
And can you do it at your house?
Because my dad had a service animal. He was a paraplegic.
Right.
And for the longest, for about 6 months, the dog said in training. Had a vest that said in training.
Tom Steele out of fan is QC Colorado, right?
Yes.
Is that okay? That's what I put up. I just wanted. Then all of a sudden I panicked that I was wrong.
QC
The
Colorado.
phones in here are all crackly. I can't hear the people. If you don't hear it on air,
Oh, really?
but in there, I can't hear it all. They're going to change
So
the.
that's why you call them beans.
I asked him 3 times. I go, Bean with a B? He goes, yes.
B is in Bravo. QCColorado.com.
That is the word. Okay, I have it up already.
Tight places, they can lift basement floors, they can repair cracks. Call Crackerjack Mudjacking, free estimates. Crackerjack Mudjacking can take care of all of that. 60,000
So do you know if you guys are subleasing the top 2 or the 2 floors too?
I believe it's already said. So imagine the whole setup's going to be different because you know, as far as coming in, we got right. Exactly. Is there going to be something on the 3rd floor for people to come out the reception desk? I have no idea. We don't even have time for it.
It starts with a salary-based mortgage consultant.
How long have they been tearing apart?
Oh, let's see, probably a month.
To the greatest savings, and because they're salary-based, there's never any pressure.
Yeah.
They're here to take care of you. In fact, customer service is a big reason for their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and their thousands of Google reviews. Check them out for yourself, and then give them a call. There's no obligation, just a simple conversation.
Tom doesn't work right.
Huh?
Like
So
his contract, he gets
right. That could be a pig.
How big that office is.
Cat.
Down there, it's
Pony.
Yeah,
Pony? A miniature horse.
Is that going to shrink down now?
Oh, yeah. Even if it's half, it's good. But, I mean, he's got, we probably won't have a little kitchen rooms in there.
Getting hurt in an accident can be devastating, especially if you get a runaround from an insurance company. That's when you have to call Bill and Paula.
They haven't given a timeline on the fixing, have they?
No, I was just asking about that this morning.
Well, that's my question, right? How much is iHeart being impacted by that bankruptcy?
Oh, no, like I explained, iHeart was one of the most successful companies in the world for cash flow.
Okay.
Huge cash flow. But they had such terrible debt from before that was all coming due at once, it wasn't enough to pay. So these creditors could have killed that golden goose and got nothing. They would have gotten a third by liquidating the cash cow. Instead, they said, you know what? Let's just admit what we have. We have a great company. So they took ownership. That's it.
Oh, the creditors.
Yeah. So now it's run by the iHeart people because they know how to run it, and it's financed by the debtors who are now owners.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they were bought out. I mean, not all of them maybe, but whoever bought them out. They just said, why do we kill somebody? I mean, could you imagine destroying a company like Zero Res if you owed a guy money and you could pay him over a very long period of time, or if he was an owner, he'd make more money than he ever loaned you?
Yeah.
Why would he liquidate your company?
Yeah.
How'd they get their debt? From buying companies?
I don't know, but I know they got so... It was mainly under Clear Channel. Well, Clear Channel went to... Wait, we went from JP... Who was after Clear Channel? It was
iHeart. Went right to iHeart.
Yeah, so, but they were really the same, but they merged. iHeart was more of a branding. But during the early days, there were some guys that were just like all stock, you know, just like all companies with people with insider. Okay, got to a point where the stock was devalued, so there was a sell-off, and then that devalued their assets, and they had so much debt, but I don't know how they got the debt. All I know now is it's a great company. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, we have a lot going on, and we have another hour to go, so keep your calls coming in. Now, Dean had a discussion, and it comes down to this. When you call 2 in the morning about, this is the main issue. We'll talk about all that other stuff his neighbor's doing in another case. Dean, he calls the police at 2 in the morning. The dog's barking incessantly, maybe more than one, who knows. Is that urgent enough that a police officer should go to that neighborhood and give them peace by trying to find out where the dog is, knocking on the door and saying, hey, you guys have to control your dogs? Do you know something? I don't think that's unreasonable to ask of police. However,
if they've got time, right?
I can also see them saying, I'm sorry, sir, this is not a priority. I can see both ways, Dean.
They say it's not a police matter, okay? That's what they say. But disturbing of the peace is, and this has been going on. Last night, I was talking to an officer, the sergeant, and I said, I want to have a guy come out here. Can you hear this? And the dispatchers have heard it. I can put the phone to the window. Yeah, sir, we can hear it. They can hear it in my house. And this just goes on. And it's a big dog.
Listen, have you ever thought about suing them civilly? Just suing?
Well, and this, we're getting to that. But one of the things, and I asked, and there was one of the lieutenants down there, and he said, you know what? He says, we can't, this is, we got limited resources with our officers. And he says, I got the dilemma. Animal services can't go out there until after they show up at 8 in the morning.
Okay.
But you're suffering now.
And the guy's being truthful with you. He's saying we don't have the, you know.
And so and he gave me a number. He says if this happens again, call this, and I'll step in and I'll call the guy. Okay, and I'm not going to send an officer, but I'll call the guy. And he says that should get his attention. Well, last night I called. It was his night off. And the guy that was he says, I'm not going to do
listen,
that.
Dean, you're not making a point other than you're pissed off, okay? You got a bad neighbor, Dean.
Now, here's your opportunity. I'd like you to call the guy. You to call the guy.
We'll do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
well, of course we will. I mean, you didn't ask. Well, why did you have to go through all this crap before you just asked us? I always brag. In fact, there was a time I used to say, we'll make those difficult calls for you. And in fact, we would. We'll call your neighbor. And do you want us to mention that you mentioned it or nameless? How do you want to do it?
No. Tell him it's a neighbor, and here's what I want you to tell him.
Okay, if he asks who, do you not want me to mention you?
He knows he's been served.
Okay, then I can tell him. Can I tell him that Dean is contacted us and we're looking into it? I mean, we'll be nice to people. And is it true that your dogs are barking all night? And do you have a breeding operation? Are they pit bulls? Or do you want me to get into? I mean,
absolutely.
Okay.
I want you to get him to admit what he's doing over there.
And what you say about that, man, that's unbelievable. That he's putting little vests on them, calling them service dogs. Hold on a sec, Daphne. Please get Dean's number. I do want to call him. I really do, because I do want to know this service dog pit bull thing. To me, reeks of a good story. Now, what about though? The other issue. I want his name and number. Let's get the neighbor's number, and then we have to figure out who on our staff will have the most or the best tack. Who do you think to call that neighbor? Who would have the best tack? Would it be Mark? Hell no.
Not in a million.
Would it be Suzanne? She's too busy. Would it be Deputy Clint? Possibly. Deputy Dan, possibly. Deputy Daff, possibly. Those are the three possibles.
Daphne,
yeah, you know what?
Should be kind.
That might be it. We're gonna see who does it, and we're gonna do it coming up. Don't forget, GarageKings.com and ZeroResDenver.com. Those are our guests today. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Keep it right here. 303-713-TALK. I'll get right to your calls, I promise. Try to keep these calls on. They look interesting, Daff. Do you guys need anything? You got water?
You got water?
Dan, this is the last day I do that CBD. It works, but they're full of shit as far as not having an effect. It makes me dull.
You know what? I was wondering that.
I don't give a shit. They say it has no THC, and you know what?
Well, when you walked in today, I was like, man, something's on his mind.
No, I was like dull, right?
Yeah, now you're starting to pick up.
Yeah. It's probably wearing off. I took it. Now, I tried it 3 days. I thought, I'm going to try it 3 days. It must be psychosomatic. I swear to God, it has an effect on me.
You're very different.
I'm not high, but I'm not the same. It's like I had a half a glass of wine.
But you know what?
I
just some drugs have different effects.
But that's bullshit, though. They say absolutely no what do they call whatever? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to frickin' be high, and what if I'm flying my helicopter? So anyway, I take them, and I started feeling weird the first day. I thought, you know what? I didn't eat. It was something weird, and so I did it the second day, and I felt even more of an effect. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it again. Then today I thought, I'm going to take half the amount. And just, like when you saw me when it started kicking in, you can't call it a high, but I would not want my kids doing this. Or
Yeah, it mellowed you out. And now I can see a difference in just your reaction to the customer.
Do you notice I'm drinking a shitload of water and stuff? I'm trying to get it out of my system because I feel dull. I don't know how to explain it. I hate that feeling. I did never smoke marijuana. When I was in college or before college, when we tried it,
everyone, oh, this is great. I hated it, never liked it, never, ever, ever liked it. That's why I don't drink. I hate this.
It's interesting to see what they're finding, the side effects and the addictiveness of marijuana now.
Well, I never
And you're
liked
like,
it.
well,
When's the
duh.
last time you took it? This morning? You took it?
At around, when I got in the office, I took like just one of the big ones, just like just one of the big ones that I started out taking 3 of the big ones because they said no, you need 3 at least, but they said don't worry, there's nothing in it. And Dan, I know I'm not imagining this. I know it now. You know.
So I want to know how much it costs to get it done.
Come on.
Well, you have a 2-car garage.
Are you off the street?
$2,500.
You have to introduce who you are.
Who is this guy?
Right, guys?
He's off the street?
Yeah. Dan, I mean, Ted.
Are you going tonight?
Yeah.
The Rockies?
Ted, around $2,500.
Okay.
And you can't beat it.
No, it looks great. I've been wondering about it.
One of the best home improvements you can do.
Yeah, I got a brush.
You know, it keeps your house cleaner
And
too.
you show them the sample.
I'm Jason. I'm Ted. Nice to meet you, Jay. I'm Ted. I work with.
What are you? Is it droplets? Tom, droplets?
No, some tablets.
Tablets.
And a CBD oil.
Yeah, I'm looking.
They're like a chew.
Why are you taking it? What was it?
I've never heard of CBD being in tablets or anything.
Okay, downstairs in that bright storage room.
So he is.
Now that's the only, some stuff, that's the only paint. If you can't find it there, I don't have it, I threw it out.
I don't know why they put it in anything.
Sure.
So, what were you at? Okay, so they're like big chalky things, like you chew them.
Yeah.
You know,
I've always taken the droplets. My wife takes them to
does it
sleep.
work for you?
She takes them to sleep.
So,
Relaxes it.
You can take them or you can put it on the bottom of your
now
feet.
listen. Listen, do you...
But I've never heard of
Do you try it for pain? Okay, you're asking. Listen, I'm 65. When I work out and stuff, the next day I'll be stiff or something, so I just... Yeah.
We use the topical cream, yes.
Do you see the email?
Neck,
Does it
shoulders.
work?
I think it works.
Yours goes
It's
to Spain.
not long term, but it'll instantly help with for us. But I've never heard of the chewables.
Didn't do anything for her. She deals with bipolar. I tried to help her sleep.
Regular also.
And it didn't.
This really works on pain.
Just let you know.
But I don't like this.
You raised your stature.
I'll tell you though, people who like marijuana
come down to your level. Anyway.
A lot of people think though, we're here for technicians, right?
Hey, give us a shout.
Marijuana makes them more alert.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah, happy 4th. Good to meet you.
Now watch this guy. He drinks a 5th on the 4th.
He drinks a what?
A 5th on the 4th.
A 5th on the 4th. Oh!
And I drive.
Is a 5th one of these ones?
5th is.
Anyway,
Isn't it like, I know, but isn't it like one of these, the bottle you buy in a liquor store, and it's flat kind of bottle?
Oh, no. That's a pint.
Oh.
You gotta know your booze a little bit.
I don't know shit about it.
I don't know anything about it. I know less than he knows.
So the doctor called Jared. It's just his.
Just his cartilage?
Yeah, but he said this kid can't breathe.
No, I had a shitload of them.
So it was nothing else. So just
you know,
wanted to let
does this ENT have a minor in plastic surgery, or is he just an ENT?
You know what?
Yeah, she takes it.
It's who Ross went through, and so
I mean, because they change the appearance of your nose
Maybe
sometimes.
occasional time she has.
Jared's got a perfect nose.
I know, but that's why they. I mean, it can
yeah,
change.
we need to ask that.
Yeah.
I mean, mine was changed.
Check on that.
Mine
If
was
not, we'll
changed
go to
on
Brett.
purpose.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think line one's an important one.
Maybe we can get 2 for 1. Yeah, line 1's.
It's critical, Tom. It's critical.
It's a rhinoplasty, really.
It looks like a joke. No, it looks like a smiley face.
I know. It's a critical one.
I did that little smiley face.
Hey, what was the instant message? For your red. You said you had an IM.
Okay. Where the hell is it? I wrote no. It's in there. And I don't know why they want to know this. Do you use hot or cold water? Why do they want to know that?
Water.
Huh?
Hot water.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's,
Well,
it's hot water
because
extraction, right?
They didn't know if but your water, your empowered water, does it have to be hot? We really should discuss this on the air.
It's hot. We'll be right at close to steam. Well, you're not going to get steam. No. We're going to be about 200, 204 degrees, 212 steam in Colorado. We're not.
My carpets look like new. But you know, Shane, people that are used to having their whole house done and spending $300 or $400, they're going to be shocked, but they can't possibly clean the carpets for $200. You can't.
And that's our average figure right now is about 320.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to get some that are a lot higher than that, and some that are lower. But to clean a whole house, if someone says, "Hey, we come and clean your whole house,"
no, I was taking on my bill. I don't give a shit. I know what I pay because I use you all the time. But I think people might think that's high. I'm not saying it is. That's because they're used to artificially low.
Yeah.
That you have to train people. The same with
this
your
way.
Same way.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to be here. We have Zero Res of Denver with us. That's ZeroResDenver.com. Also, Garage Kings. They do garage coatings. GarageKings.com. Speaking of Zero Res, Patty, go ahead. What's happening? This is unsolicited, Patty?
Oh, hello, Tom.
Is this unsolicited?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, when I heard Zero Res was in, I decided to call you guys.
What?
Thanks,
are you
Patty.
going? What did you want to say?
Well, I had them come in and clean my carpets a few months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember who the technician was, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they did a phenomenal
They really
job.
do. What I really love is how it feels fresh because you don't have those soaps. And Patty, I really do use them, you know, and I do. And I'm always blown away. Didn't your carpets kind of look new?
They looked new, and the carpets are on the second floor of my townhome.
Yeah.
And they laid out protection on the first floor on the wood flooring, so it didn't get wet or anything. They did a wonderful job.
Good.
They texted me when they were close by and coming, so I knew ahead of time instead of waiting hours on end.
Make sure you post
your. They gave me a window.
Make sure you post your reviews.
raving fan.
No, that's good though. That's good. Here, I wanted to mention something. You know, you're going to find with carpeting, the same with floor coverings on garages, a variation of pricing. You're going to find cleaning carpets. You know, like these come-ons. You know, $29.95 for 2 rooms or whatever. What I'm getting at is, don't ever go just by price when it comes to carpets. Now, I'm not saying Zero Res is the only company in the world. It's the one I use. It's the one I use because I don't want any soaps or any emulsifiers whatsoever. The question we had instant message was hot or cold fluid.
We're cleaning at the carpet surface at about 200, 204 degrees. So it's
but
hot.
You have
hot
what's called
extraction.
empowered water, right?
Empowered water. Yep.
Okay. So this person wanted to know: does it still clean better when it's hot? And I guess
without a doubt. Okay. Right. That's one of the key components in cleaning: agitation, dwell time, and heat.
Do you hook up? She wanted to also know: do you hook up to the consumer's water?
We do not right now. We used to. No, we don't.
Okay.
So we've changed our system so that we don't do that.
So to dilute your empowered water, what do you use? Water on the truck?
We don't dilute that powered water.
So it comes out as is.
That's right. We build it or create it back in our shop in our facility, load it on our vans, come out to your home.
Then you would never need to use their water because...
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Now, we in the past, if a customer we had onboard generators that we would hook into the home to try to create fresher, better water, but the system did not work as well as we wanted it to.
It was better.
So we created it back at our shop facility and come out and take care of that in your home. And so I will say it. We are the only carpet cleaning company to use.
No, but
you don't want to say it.
Well, what I want to say is there are other people that do fine jobs.
Without a doubt.
It depends on what you want. By all means, hot water extraction. We all agree on that. No matter what. I don't care what kind you use. Don't ever use just the shampoo, or just don't ever do it. Okay, I got to take some other calls too, and but that was the question. And the only other question, guys, on the floor, you can be thinking about it. They want to know if they can go over an old, what they call epoxy floor. They don't like it. They want to do it new. Just think about that. Chris, what's happening with you? Hello, Chris. Chris? Hey, man.
How are you?
What's going on?
Oh, not too much. I've actually been listening to your show for over 30 years now.
Oh, my God. Thank you. Come on in and visit sometime.
That's what we call a raving fan.
That's right.
For the Martino
It's
show.
wonderful.
Yep.
So what's going on, man?
My home is a 2014 build. It was an option at the time to have an air conditioner unit for each floor. Like you could have two of them, one for the main floor, one for the upstairs.
Yeah.
And this, obviously during the summertime, the second story of this home is an oven, so to speak.
That's mainly because people think it's because of heat rising. That's part of it. The main reason is because of the heat retained in the attic. That's why the second floors are hard.
Okay. I heard you mention very recently that you and your personal home had attic exhaust fans installed.
QC.
And
It's
you love them?
QC of Colorado. I like that one. I think they all work. I'd be a liar if I said they don't all work. The reason I went with QC is on a quiet cool because of their installation. The fan, the actual motor is remoted, and it has like a, I don't know, and it has a duct, a small duct, so you don't hear it like those others. It doesn't vibrate. It's held up by, it's suspended. It's really cool the way they do it. And then it's just a very small grate because it's such a powerful fan. And they installed it in less than an hour, and I have a remote control, so there was nothing put on the walls or in the walls. But here's the thing, Chris. The very first thing you need to do, in my opinion, now, of course, QC Colorado, they'd love to come right out. But here's the bottom line. The very first thing you need to do, though, is to make sure that your attic has enough vents, okay? The reason I say that is builders don't always put them in right. You need soffit vents and you need roof vents. Now, a roof vent can be along the ridge or it can be a series of vents. But the reason I say make sure you have enough, Chris, is because you putting in a whole house fan without enough exhaustion, it's just going to choke the fan down. You're not going to get the full benefit. You will still get benefit, but not the full benefit. Now, the important thing to also know is once you know that you have that done, what I would also do, you don't have to do it and you'll still get benefit. I would have this fan put in that Jay Bretz does at Excel Roofing, which is quiet and not a whole house fan. This goes on your roof and it exhausts the heat from your attic even more so than having it blown out with this fan. So I would do that one. They don't wire it. It's solar powered and it comes on and off on its own. You never, ever, ever have to set it. And you put it in place for 20 years and forget it. And then I would put the whole house in anyway. No matter what you do, the whole house will benefit you. And that thing, what you do is simply it helps push the hot air from the attic out, and it also brings cooler air and destratifies the air by bringing the lower cooler air up. And it does 5 or 6 air exchanges an hour. So that gives you fresher, cleaner air. And it's cooler. So you run it in the morning and run it in the evening, and you use your air conditioner way less. I mean, way less. You can run that thing through the night and never use air conditioning. And believe it or not, it has been cool enough to do it every single night so far for us. So it's the kind of thing that I think you will always get benefits. Some will get more than others. That's just the way it is. And it's not a commercial. It's the real deal. I mean, it is. I shouldn't say it's not a commercial. They are sponsors, and I do stand behind them, but I'm giving you some testimony from my installation. And Dan has one. And it's
love it.
He absolutely loves it. He's the one that talked me into it because he said he never uses his air. And then he uses it during the day as well. A lot of people say don't bother, just do it in the morning and in the evening. Dan, what's your reasoning on using your fan during the day?
Because it keeps your attic will heat up. And if you bring in just the basement, don't do your upstairs windows open, but just your basement. If you run it for a half hour, it'll cool the house and cool your attic. Okay, so if you run it a half hour every now and then,
you are definitely cooling the air down enough in your basement. You'll always have cool air.
Right.
That's a good way of doing it. But, you know, listen, it depends on how you want to use it. 303-713-TALK. Now, Julie, you want to talk about limits on an insurance claim, is that right?
Yes. I am trying to settle with Nationwide for a car accident where I was rear-ended.
Now, is this the other person's insurance?
Yes.
Okay, and Nationwide is settling. Were you injured?
Well, I was. I mean, it wasn't really bad, but it messed up my neck and shoulder.
Did you have an attorney?
No, because every time I tried to get one, they said my case wasn't enough for them.
Okay. Well, that's good that you took it upon yourself. So how much are they offering to settle?
Well, they've made 2 offers. The first one was for $20,000. The second was for $23,000.
Okay, hold on.
Coming up.
Hold on. You are doing this with just yourself without an attorney? That's incredible. And the 20 grand, wait, hold on. How did you establish your damages? Did you send them doctor bills? What did you do?
Yes, I went to months and months of physical therapy and the emergency room.
I can't believe an attorney would turn that down. I can't believe it. You sound like if they're offering you 23 right off the bat, then they probably think it's worth 40 or 50.
They're going up, not going down on the offer. The first one was 20, now they're going up.
They think it's worth 40 or 50. Here's the gamble people like Julie take. Does she continue on her own, or does she get an attorney where she's going to have to give up a third of it? Can she get more, even minusing the third, than she could on her own?
Without a doubt.
Well, some attorneys charge 40%.
Well, that's if it goes to trial, I believe. But anyway.
Well, so I've heard that there are limits set by, I guess, each state of what the insurance companies can offer as a settlement. First of all, I don't know if that's true.
There are no limits. There are limits of coverage. I mean, in other words, people have to buy a certain limit, a certain minimum by state law. And so you have to buy that. But there is no limit on the high end. There are limits for certain work-related injuries and things like that. But as far as you being hurt in a car accident, hell no. What are they telling you?
Okay.
Are they telling you they're limited to what they can pay you?
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Well, what they told me on the phone before they even officially made an offer in writing was that their limit was $50,000.
Hold on. Well, hold on, Julie. If they mean the driver that hit you has a limit of $50,000, all you need to ask, and here's what you say to them. You better do exactly as I say, because they won't respond otherwise. You ask them, number one, what are your policy limits on this individual, and send me something to prove it. Now, here's why. If you lie to me or refuse to give me the policy limits, I will sue to get them. Now, they don't want to hear that. Right now, you're dealing with me alone. If I get an attorney involved, it's a whole new ballgame. They will give you what you want. Now, then you have to decide what to do. Once you find out the policy limits, hold on, I'll explain that to you. A lot of people, they find this dilemma with personal injuries, and you may find it too.
This report is sponsored by American Financing.
Still working to clear out.
Unless she said it wasn't that bad.
She might have been talking after Centeno. How much time after Centeno?
The insurance company. And she said that, oh, it's not too bad. She don't think like that. I haven't been through before. You got really watch what you say to insurance companies.
And also be prepared for some slow news. You're getting around on.
Did I give QC's number? Well, we're doing the spot. We're not doing the spot because I am going to give it. Say, by the way, their number is. I gave them enough publicity. That whole damn thing. Even if I didn't give the number, they can Google it.
Refinance your mortgage and save $1,000 or more each month without restarting your term. It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing. 303
He's the one that got drunk and ran into
Centeno Schultz, Dr. Chris Centeno, was the first doctor ever to do human treatment and therapy in a clinical setting with stem cells. The first ever. He developed that practice to today where he has thousands and thousands of case histories. You see, the other guys, they really, the most they might be in this is 3 to 5 years. Dr. Chris Centeno has years and years of stats to show the best results, the worst results. He can tell you when stem cells are likely to be of benefit. And then he can tell you if maybe another treatment would work better. You see, they are doctors. They can offer more than just one treatment. And remember this, chiropractors, every one of them that I have looked at, every one of them has phony, dead stem cell fluids. Centeno Schultz, thestemcellexperts.com, 303-963-9201. I wish that these people would sue me so I could prove it.
John Fuller.
When I say they have phony,
Oh shoot, what's his name?
I don't know how they get away with
Marco
this.
Benelli. That guy will go. He's a litigator.
You'll go to bat for you.
He's a big litigator.
We've got
If you ever-
a former employee that just got in bat wreck.
Okay.
And was looking for an attorney. But those are on your side.
They're both good. Like I say, the only thing is Marco's a big litigator.
He's great.
If you talk to him, you'd see he'd be pretty good.
Did you know there are different stages of addiction?
But Ford's good too.
The availability of treatment. Ask about
But Frank Azar is no bueno.
He's going to try to settle.
Well,
So he get his money
it
quick.
depends. Yeah, you want quick money and you hope you get a lot. You could, but maybe not.
Where there is a drug addict, call, ask about anything.
Where do you want somebody?
Yourself
No.
understand this addiction.
He churns them out. I mean,
Turns them. That's a good thing. He churns them out.
but you know what? I think Backus and Schenker might. I don't know. I mean, you don't have that many cases like, you know, I mean, at what point, in other words, can you really give personalized attention in these cases? Maybe you can.
Frank Azar does advertise a lot. Holy cow. I'd like to see his advertising budget.
Yeah. Always has.
I mean, what the Broncos? You think old
Yeah, the
Broncos
Broncos,
use them?
those kind of advertising is great.
Huh?
That kind of advertising is nuts. We looked, they were trying to pitch us on the Rockies, doing a sign like where King Supers is.
Oh, okay.
For a season, guess how much it was?
40 grand.
I was at 60.
What?
To get one of the signs out in center field,
About
and a bunch
200.
of other stuff with it, $750,000.
Holy.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
750,000.
Wait a minute. So
That's a lot
it's
of
just one of
carpets.
those signs.
Now you get other advertising with it,
Like on the banner.
with radio and stuff. But
Well, you don't get radio
$750,000.
individually, do you?
What's that? Oh, it's the package deal, right? You get a sign out in center field. You get, you know, stuff in Rockies, handouts and stuff. $750,000.
Give you a baseball cap.
Like, you guys are smoking crack.
We took care of this with the deck
Broncos.
Keystone. I mean, oh no, yeah, we took care of that one. She, I don't know why she sent the contract, or was that before?
But 60K will spend 60K
The fence.
a year just on one radio station. So that's on TV. He's spending a lot of it.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, Julie, you may run against this, and that's why I always recommend you get help for these personal injuries. John Fuller, by the way, is someone I do recommend, Fuller Law, and he will give free advice without you hiring him. If you decide you need an attorney, he'd be great. But I want to tell people that stands, personalinjuryco.com is his website, and his number is 303-597-4500. Now, why do I say get free advice? Because here's why. Julie, you need to know a few things, and these are things John will go over with you, or any good attorney should go over with you. And here's the bottom line. You need to know policy limits, and then you need to know the financial strength of the person who hit you. Let's say the person who hit you, or someone else responsible in that household, maybe a parent, let's just say the responsible party, period. If the responsible party is worth $10 million and they had coverage on their car with a limit of $50,000, don't you think that would be stupid? Then you would not settle because you'll simply go after the family. Okay? Now, if the responsible party is worth $1 or negative dollars because they have so much debt and they're hard-working fast food people, now let's say that they are worth nothing and they have a policy limit of 50 grand. If you don't settle for 50, well, good luck. Bye. The insurance company can walk away.
Well,
so now what?
Another thing they told me was that if I wanted more than they could offer, then I would have to try to get that from my own insurance company under the
okay, now, they're actually
the uninsured part, and I'm like, but these people had insurance. How could they go under uninsured?
Okay, because you can. Because the coverage, see this other, they're being pretty straight with you, this other company. Because they're right. If you come up against someone who's worth nothing, they're not worth suing, and you have a policy limit of $25,000 and your doctor bills are $200,000, and it's not just doctor bills, it's pain and suffering, because here's the deal. With pain and suffering, because doctor bills they usually do pay. So let's get to but maybe not, maybe they don't. So if they have a policy limit that you run up against, and you know you're not going to get anything if you sue the person, then you go to your policy. Your policy has, most people should have, if they don't, they're crazy, underinsured and uninsured motorists. That's what that means, UM. It's not just uninsured, it's underinsured. And you can put in a claim that goes beyond. But see, now, in my opinion, you're talking where you should have an attorney. That's just my opinion. But that's, I think you're way in over your head, and I think a good attorney could kick ass on this case. And they know how to go and where to get the money. Fuller is 303-597-4500. You may just want to talk to him. Look, it doesn't matter to me if I convert you over to him or not. I just hate to see you get ripped off. Really? David, welcome to the show. What's going on, David?
Hi, Tom. I was calling about, we're having a lot of family members telling us that it's too expensive to fly to Texas and fly back.
No, it's very cheap. It's very cheap if you shop right.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm calling you.
Okay, David, do you have a computer? Do you go online?
Yeah, my wife does.
Have you looked at the online sites like Expedia there's millions of them or hundreds of them. Have you looked at them? Do you have one?
I really don't know what you looked at.
All right. Well, it's not expensive. All I can tell you is if you shop, you're going to find really good rates. Really good.
Okay.
Now, beware.
We want to go over there and stay for a few days and rent a car and stuff and a hotel and stuff.
You can do all that through Southwest.
Southwest?
Yep. They have an app. Listen, Southwest Airlines is wonderful. I just don't like the seating thing, but it's a wonderful airline. Frontier is...
You're saying a lot of good things about all kinds of different airlines that were really cheap.
Frontier is cheap, but it's dangerous. I don't mean dangerous like safety. Frontier has a problem if they have any problems. If there's any backup for weather or mechanical issues, they don't have enough planes to fill in. So you can end up stranded for a week. They won't offer you for a week if you have a bargain fare. They will cancel you in a heartbeat and say, I'm sorry, here's a voucher, or you can get out of here in a week. It's terrible. That's the one big risk with Frontier, is not being able to fly. But if you get to fly,
Frontier.
But they're pretty damn cheap. Now, I'm not saying they cancel a lot, but I'm saying they more than other airlines. So, David, I can't pick it for you, but I promise you, if your wife goes online, she'll find some good deals. John, welcome. What's happening, John?
Hey, Tom.
What's going on?
I heard you talking about them attic fans, and you were talking about the number one thing is the vents, to make sure you got enough vents. What is the formula? How do I know if I got enough vents?
I don't know the formula, but I had Jay Bretz at Excel Roofing look at mine, and any good roofer, a really good roofer, would do it. Would know. But, I don't know if they're just going to run out to people's houses for free and look at them. But I would say, here's the deal. You have to have along the soffits at least one vent, you would say, for each section of 20 feet. I don't know. I don't know what the code is. Why don't you just look for the code, and then they'll tell you. And then how many vents do you have? Because most people don't have enough. And I know that I love selling Quiet Cool, QC Colorado, the quiet comfort, yes, I love it. But I am saying that most houses don't have their attic ventilated enough to begin with. But I want to make this clear. Even a well-ventilated attic will still never get the results when you have an attic fan in addition to it. But here's what you do. Have somebody look at it or take some photographs and email someone. But you need to know how many vents are required by code. Once you know you have enough natural ventilation, what I would do, this is the perfect house for me. I would then get that German big giant fan. It's not a whole house fan, it's an attic fan. It goes on your roof. It's solar powered. It comes on and off automatically. You never touch it. And Jay Bretz puts those in, Excel Roofing. Then I would make sure that the vents are enough, put in one of those fans, then put in a whole house fan. Your house would be unstoppable when it comes to efficiency because of those items.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
I did everybody.
iHeartRadio station.
Okay. How long is this break?
If you went look for the thermometer in your attic,
Is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
We had an attic fan in our old house, and one thing I hate about this new one is it's not one.
Attic fan or a whole house fan, I guess same thing, right? So it sucked in air.
Yeah. Oh, you know, at night, you get
You
freezing.
cool your house down to 62.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty efficient, huh?
Well, and then it's fresh air now. It was bad. People have allergies.
Yeah, that's true.
Denver weather
but
this
Tom was
afternoon.
saying they
Thunderstorms
make,
expected with a high getting up to
HEPA
91,
screens.
clear with a low down to 61.
So when you
Tomorrow,
open that,
for the 4th of
there's
July, sunny and 92.
All the allergens out of there.
Sunny and 83.
So it's sucking air from inside your house up into the attic?
From outside to inside to the
Rocket
attic.
Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
But like I say, if you do it during the day,
way to
and
provide
it's
a
outside, you're just sucking in
mortgage
hot air.
experience.
So if you go to the
Visit
basement, like I do, like every 2 hours I go on
Licensed in
for
all 50 states.
half hour.
Equal housing lender.
And then it
NMLS
goes in the
number
basement,
3030.
and which is cool air, and then pushes it out. So I'll go home, it'll be, house will be 67 degrees.
Without turning on your AC.
Without, right.
So you're talking about during the day, you leave the windows closed.
Except for basement.
Except for the basement windows. That makes sense.
It just brings in the cool air down there and stuff.
Now, do you have the one on top of your roof as well?
Right here in the Denver area, where you'll hear about my like vents, I got gable vents and I got the soffits, and I went up there with it on, and I felt around everyone. I was getting air everywhere.
Yeah.
Real estate is a powerful tool.
Like I say, and that's easy on the shingles too. I mean, heat is one of the hardest things on shingles.
Come to my free workshop and take advantage
so
of
if you can get that hot air out of there.
A lifetime of financial.
But it's a little noisy. This quiet cool that he has might be quieter.
Our first one was
yours is very good.
Very noisy.
Very noisy.
It's an older house and noisy, but I didn't care.
But you get one of these new ones and they, I think it's
just text yours and
but it's pretty quiet.
That's a company that puts in
and they can do it
windows
in
to help
a
your
day.
family get out if you have an
They can put
emergency.
it in.
They really
attic fan upstairs.
Right, so right below there, and then just pull. What you do gotta watch is what I heard, is if you have like a fireplace with like ashes in there, and you have to turn it on, it's going to pull all there and just pull your ashes out of
We
your
had one of our technicians turned on an attic fan, and somehow or another, the pilot light.
Yep, it'll blow out the pilot light.
Well, it didn't blow it out. It was causing carbon monoxide to come up all through the house.
If you don't have enough stuff
Windows open, yeah. And their alarms went off. They called the city out, and they were asleep, or they were going to get ready for bed. And it was a little sketchy, because our technician left that fan on to dry the house, and it was pulling up carbon monoxide from the basement.
So they were running, were they running the furnace? What were they running?
I'm not sure what was running.
Because you have to run something to produce
carbon monoxide, and so it put it out through the whole house, and they had to get out of their house for like 2 or 3 days to get everything cleared out. Because they were pissed.
This thing you run this thing, I'll bet you will run
Enjoy
Clear
a
out your
flexible
whole
work
house
environment
in
and some incredible perks
2
like
hours.
paid holidays, paid
Oh,
maternity
yeah.
leave, on-site
So,
massage.
I don't know what they could have been running. I mean, you certainly don't want
and of
one
course,
fan if you've
PTO,
got the
a 401k,
furnace
and
on.
health
They had
benefits
the
too.
fire department and
If
the
you
city
have
officials
experience
come
as a
out, look at their
mortgage
house,
consultant
and
or processor,
they concluded,
or customer service
What would
rep
they be
or
on that
software
much carbon
engineer,
dioxide?
it's
I don't
time to
understand,
join
'cause hot water
Colorado's
heater, you
own
wouldn't
family
be-
owned
you
and
wouldn't be able to
operated
do it.
American Finance.
So,
They've won countless
anyway.
local and national awards.
I love it.
They've been
And
named
like I say,
top 10 for
you should do it
workplaces
here.
that Inc. 5000
Denver's perfect.
fastest
If you
growing
got
what's the square
companies.
foot of your house?
Apply online today at
2,300.
AmericanFinancing.net or just give them a call.
And the basement is now
303-695-7000.
over the whole
That's
thing. It's a two-story house.
303-695-7000.
But with a basement, if you don't have a basement, you'd only run it at night.
And DIYing it with one of those dirty
Because
machines from
if
the
you run it
hardware
during the day, it's
store,
just
I don't
going to
think
pour in hot
so.
water.
I want the
Yeah,
job
hot
done right and for the
Air,
right
if you have
price.
greater
So how
windows.
about
And it's a pain in the butt to go
That's
shut your windows and open them and
what
stuff,
Big
but
Green Carpet Cleaning is
Yeah.
offering my listeners. Book your carpet cleaning
I mean,
online
you
at
look at people who run air conditioning, and like I say, this is fresh air coming in, so it makes the house, I think, fresher.
When you're on the AC, there's nothing like blowing on you. It's just the AC. It cools it down.
Right.
If you want
When you have the
granite
windows
or
open, you
solid
know, and
surface
then
or any kind of
blowing
countertops,
it
Mitch Fleury is a
into your
direct
house, yeah.
importer. He
Well,
can
if
save
you
you
have
money,
allergies,
that's
I've
for
heard
sure. He
people-
can get you great prices, and you know
That's
how
good.
confident
Well,
he
when
is.
you bring
If you
in the
take some
outside
photos
stuff,
and give him some measurements, he can give you prices
But if you
over
put
the phone.
filters
The only thing that'll change is whatever material you
filters
use,
in the windows
custom
where it
edges,
comes through.
same cabinets. Give him a call
That's right.
sometime. Just do it from
Well,
home. You don't even have to go
Thompson's
there.
actually have
Eventually, you will
HEPA
go to the Golden Showroom where you can pick out specifics. You buy the granite wholesale. He never marks up the
Seriously,
granite.
I will
Charges for the
guarantee you-
fabrication and installation. And then you buy the
I went down and made myself coffee.
from the manufacturer. Get this whole thing done in one
I went
day.
down, used the restroom, made myself coffee, had a chat with Ted, and came back.
Satisfaction guarantee. Artofgranite.net. Simply one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I will
And one of
guarantee
the
you
greatest
you'll
lawn
like
companies 7 days a week, and he does the whole front range in mountain communities. 303-386-5919.
Please take line one first.
5919. Also on my referral
I
list.
don't, mine is, I could definitely hear it. Tom's is new, is quieter, so it's, does it affect your watching TV and stuff when you have the fan on? Can you?
No. Does it
So
do
his is
to you?
quiet. See, modern motors are quiet.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Okay, we have an update. Explain this situation. Daff worked on it, right?
I did.
Daff, the pit bull. She's a legal pit bull, though. Okay, so Ruby, what happened? I mean, what happened first? What did you do? That's what I want to know. Daff.
I've been in touch with the Pittsburgh
Daff.
Steelers for the last since the end of the season.
Okay, so what happened, Ruby? And then we want to know why Daphne had to hound the Pittsburgh Steelers. What happened?
Well, my grandson is a huge fan. One of my grandsons, he's 16 now, of the Steelers at Ben Roethlisberger. And I sent a jersey on November 8th to the Pittsburgh Steelers explaining that he had Ewing sarcoma and it would mean a lot to him to have something like that.
Oh.
And I didn't hear anything, and I didn't hear anything, and Tanner went into surgery and was doing chemo, and he had a cadaver bone put in his arm. So he's been through a lot. Now he's cancer-free, and he burned his chemo bag last week.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so he's in good shape, but Daphne helped me get my jersey back for him. And I only got it back this last week.
So okay, so I would obviously the Steelers overlooked this, and I'm sure they didn't snub them on purpose. I mean, I'd hate to think that they would not care about requests like this.
Well, no, it was fine, Tom, because, you know, people send things in, and I was told to send it in.
Okay, Daff, Daff, what happened? What happened? You called them. Did they explain why they did not get that jersey signed?
Yes, and Ruby called the last week of the season. That's the first thing.
Okay.
And by the time I got a hold of them, Roethlisberger was already gone. He had, on vacation. The they get hundreds and hundreds of people sending jerseys and items to get signed.
No pun intended. Did they drop the ball?
They did not. They were still filtering through everything.
Okay.
They did find it, but they had to wait until he was back to training camp, which just happened the last couple of weeks. They got him to sign it, and they sent it to her. As soon as he came back in, they were on it.
Okay, so it was off season. They had to wait for him to come back, and then they got him to sign it. Anyway.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Basically. Yeah. And I haven't given it to him yet because I haven't been able to see him. He's a busy teenager.
You know, thank God he's a busy teenager, right?
Yep.
Free from cancer. Okay. Well, our prayers are with you. And we're going to move on. Thank you, Ruby, for that update. Hey, Bill. What's going on with you, Bill?
Hey, can I throw a little advice out first?
Yes, you sure can.
For new homeowners, but more so in the city, if I was to move again, I would sit in front of the house for a day or two and see what kind of people live there. You never know what your neighbors are until after you move in.
You know what? That's good advice. Now, because I know Bill, I know he doesn't mean that in a racist way or anything. No, I know exactly what you're saying, Bill. You know if it conforms with your lifestyle or not. I mean, they could be hard rockers with people coming and going all the time. They could be so persnickety, they're complaining about everything, and you know
these are a-holes.
Yeah. So what you can do,
what you called about was now, would I get in trouble if I put, say, on by the corner of my my grass,
right,
in their driveway, if I put a 8-inch pipe filled with cement or big rock?
As long as code or zoning doesn't, I don't know of anything that would. If you made it like a landscaping thing, I don't know. I don't know what.
An obstacle.
No, I know what you want, but what I'm saying is, as far as the city, if you called it a barrier, I don't think the city would allow it. But if you call it, you know, a landscaping something, I don't know. So
yeah, well, I wanted to just keep them off my grass. That's all.
Yeah, and
see, because there was
what about
years ago?
How about a fence?
Well, that's another.
Sometimes though, you have setbacks on fences where you have to set it back.
Well, what I understand is once you get to the front of the house, it can't be higher than 4 foot.
Can you just ask them not to drive on it?
No, they know. I've already called them white trash, and that lit the fuse. This has been going on for years. They were trying to steal my property for a while.
Oh well, this sounds like one. Bill, it just sounds like a nightmare when you don't get along with neighbors. But that's why he says you hang out and see what kind of neighbors they are. Yes.
I had a ex-boyfriend in high school that would run up onto our grass every weekend. He did it every weekend. My dad drove a steel bar into the middle of the grass, and he drove up on it, and his car got stuck, and he ran down the street, and he had to come back the next day, tail between his legs, to get his car back.
Wow. So all he has to do is ask the neighbor not to drive, and he's going to say he has. Now, I take Janet, and as I take Janet, then when you take Janet, you will know you have open lines when I take her. So Janet, now all lines are open. You can get right through at 303-713-TALK. You're calling about what, Janet?
Okay, yeah, hi. Hey, May 7th, I had some yard work done, the guys that mow my lawn, and they sprayed for dandelions, and they killed the lawn.
Ooh.
And
now, was this a service that you were contracted for where they do it automatically, or did you request something?
They mow my lawn weekly, contractually, automatically, but I asked them if they could come in and do some cleanup and spray dandelions.
And okay. Now, but what I'm getting at is, you have an invoice somewhere or something that says they sprayed for dandelions. In other words, that they did something different that you can prove.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because you're going to say, guess what, guys? Your dandelions killed my lawn. It's not supposed to. Your dandelion killer. Why do they say it killed your lawn? Although dandelions are pretty similar to lawns, I don't know. Why do you think it happened?
I think they used the wrong chemical. And when I got a hold of them about it, because we've been back and forth with this as much as they will communicate with me, they said that I didn't water my lawn. And I sent them pictures, and
well, hold on.
Here.
So they're saying your lawn died for lack of good care, and you said it's because of the dandelion killer. Well, TJ, what do you think? You're shaking your head. Yes, no, in between. Do you do your own yard? Do you like messing with yards?
Yeah, I mean.
So have you ever done dandelion killers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what could have caused this? Do you think?
It was Roundup, I guess. If they used the wrong chemical.
No, but dandelion killer won't do anything to the lawn, right?
Shouldn't. I wouldn't think so. I'm no expert, but I don't think it would.
I mean,
Unless they made it really too strong.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, if they had an inexperienced tech on the scene or something that didn't know what they were doing.
You know, Janet, here's the problem. There is no automatic answer. Unfortunately, we can try to get it resolved, or we can. You can go to small claims court, but I mean, how much damage are we talking right now? Will your lawn not come back?
It did not, and I had it resodded for $1,430.
Okay, so you have a damage. When did you do this?
They sprayed May 7th, and
okay.
I put the new sod in June 12th.
Do you want us to contact Advanced Property Maintenance and ask them what they, their side of the story?
Well, he said, I've been in business 20 years, and...
Let's look at his ratings. Okay.
And I do not use that kind of a chemical on my lawns, and that they only spray each dandelion, so it wouldn't have killed your whole lawn. I sent them pictures. He said, you just didn't water it. So I said, would you come out and look at it? And he did not have time to come out and look at it, so when I put the new sod in, we took pieces where it was green, where it was still alive, and we took pieces where it was dead. And they've never come out to look at it, and so they said, I have a bill from when they mowed, because they were weekly mowing, and that's $348, and I just got a thing yesterday saying that they will credit my account $100.
Okay, so they're going to give you $100. So you're going to have to take the, if he's already answered this, I don't see what you can do other than go and do a, lawsuit.
Even though I had another landscaping company come out and they said, this lawn's dead.
No, I'm saying go to small claims court and use that as, you use all your evidence. But it's going to be hard to prove. It's going to be.
That she said, isn't it?
Well, that's what it is. But, as I said, if they did not want to settle this other than $100, and you decide that's not enough, you're going to have to do it. And this is the unfortunate part. Most of the time, you can't prove he said, she said. You just can't. I mean, there's got to be something different than he said, she said. In your case, you have regular services leading up to the day they did that other service, leading up to the replacement of the lawn. So you have some dates and invoices to prove a sequence of events that only logically show that your lawn needed replacing after the treatment for dandelions.
This report is sponsored by American Financing.
Still working to clear route crash coming out of downtown.
Sounds like it killed the lawn.
In the southbound direction approaching speed.
But he said he just went around, and that's how I used to do it too. I just go to
each one,
But she sounds like she had an automatic sprinkler system, which she's not going to adjust.
Right.
So.
And you would think the guy's mowing the lawn and say, hey, lady, your lawn's dying.
But some of it was still alive, and not all of it. So.
Then for weather for this afternoon, a thunderstorm and a high of 91 tonight, clear, and 61 tomorrow for the fourth sun.
Polyurea is also
now it's sunny and 83.
Water.
I'd say Roundup, or they've mixed it way too strong.
Refinance your mortgage and save $1,000 or more each month without restarting your term. It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing. 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net.
And in the last pictures of her lawn as a dad, to see if there was.
Sounds to me like she had a crappy lawn with a shit ton of dandelions, but dying anyways. She was trying to get rid of them and ended up just replacing the lawn anyways.
That's pretty cheap to get resodded, $1,000, I think.
Well, it's probably like one of those small
lawns.
Where you'll hear about my proven flipping system that help you start flipping homes for profit in your spare time.
They're doing
using
this
other people's money and having
polyurea over a
money in your pocket with income opportunities.
foam box.
I need to get my garage.
I don't know what the point is. Oh, I know. Hold on.
Is it yeah, it's Ramjack,
Oh, they,
right?
hold on.
Oh, Crackerjack.
Crackerjack.
Yeah.
I want to see what they do.
I'm right
I
here.
don't understand what they're doing.
And Parker.
We're probably showing the flexibility.
Yeah, I think so.
Because epoxy will crack
Yeah.
when you break it, and this won't. And they have a nice sheet.
I couldn't believe.
Oh, they're pulling it off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible.
Use like we do for demos.
And hers, like say, she had like crap like that. They feel like
Yep.
That's
you can't even see it unless you really look.
Yeah, and they're showing that epoxy would just break
Her
in
own
half.
rods are brand new.
So we actually filled the
Hers is not
joint
even
control
painted.
lines.
Yeah.
So it looks like
Painted
one
ones
piece
look
of
really
cement.
nice.
So
We just
water
put big
didn't
ones
go
for Dara.
in between the
Last
joint
week.
lines.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The walls. Same walls.
Especially if you got, mine's not very bad, but you got, and mine's.
How much is a one car?
It looks like there's been a sealer on it. Just a clear sealer.
Yeah.
Big deal.
1,500.
Probably have to take it off. But it'll just come off when you grind it.
That's
The ones that are a bitch to take off are the ones that already have the epoxy down on it.
Okay.
So they already got the epoxy
Oh,
down.
yeah, we got to ask that
Yeah,
question.
he's got his questions
The
still.
do-it-yourself epoxy kits?
I don't know. I have no
Do
idea.
it.
Oh no, they don't last 2 years, and then we have to rip it up, and it's more to take it up. It's more
So
labor.
you can't go over the top of epoxy.
No.
So why do you have to grind every one to allow it to stick back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just opens up the pores and yeah, allows it to stick.
So when you grind it, yeah.
See, like here's
I thought
all the
some
joint
have like little
lines
humps
that
and
we
stuff.
did.
You know, there's
Low spots kind of.
there is.
Yeah.
It looks like one
high
solid
spots
piece of
or,
cement.
you know, where it,
So that way, even the mag chloride
It's tough
doesn't
to
go
get
in
them
there
level
and just
too.
Sure.
get all
I don't
the
care if
flake
it's
dirty.
level.
And
Right. Some people want out. We had this one guy that built his own. He built his own. No, like jumping box for working out. You know, so a box you would jump up on like a plyo box or something. Well, he built it out of wood. So who's to say that his plyo wood box? He wasn't mad at anything. It was like this much. It's like I just thought it was gonna be a little more even. I'm like, bro.
shove a matchbook underneath it.
Yeah.
Like they do it. There's at a restaurant, right? It's rocking back.
Yeah.
God, I tell you, that's one thing in consumer. You guys must run into some stupid.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter at 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay. What's happening, Robert? And we have lines open. Now, we don't have the world of time, but I certainly can squeeze 3 phone calls or 4 in here. So, Robert, you have questions about?
Yeah, I have a question about cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, things like that.
I know everything you need to know, except
okay, great.
why people do it. No, seriously, I know a lot about them, but I don't know the technical part. I don't understand. I just don't understand the mining
my question isn't,
and all that.
That's not my question.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the technical part of it.
All right.
But the thing is that my buddy and I were starting to do some mining stuff, and then my buddy stumbled across like these websites where you can invest a certain amount of money, and you got to let them keep your money for a certain amount of time, and then they promise you like a 500% return or higher.
Okay, now I just have some questions. In every deal, you have the offer, right? Then you have the you have the offer, you have the acceptance. Let's go through this because this is good for everyone. You have offer, you have acceptance, right? Okay, you think that sounds great. Then you have transfer of some kind. That's payment.
Right.
And then after transfer, you have performance, and after performance, you have payoff. Now, here's the deal. Now, you really need to see. What is to stop them from doing the offer? Nothing. From doing the acceptance, if it sounds good enough, people accept. Then the transfer, they get paid. And then no performance and no payoff. Zero. There's nothing to stop them. It doesn't matter what they promise you, even if they promise you in writing, because all a contract is good for is what the other party is worth. Not what the other party intends, it's what the other party is worth. They could be honest. They could be totally honest, and they lose $10 million, and they can't make good on it. It's not because they're not honest. It's because they could not foresee the future. So you always need to know what you're investing in. When you invest, you are getting nothing, Robert, except a promise. That's all you're getting.
Right, and I understand the risk of all of it. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't illegal because of the high return that you know that they.
You can get any return they can give you. Now, here's the deal: what they're doing might be illegal. I don't know. Cryptocurrency in general. My biggest problem with cryptocurrency, because first of all, we have several, and therefore, here's what bothers me: is the valuation. It all comes down to valuation. The control of that currency is everything. What makes more currency? What makes the limited currency? And that is the secret of currency. The United States figured it out years ago and control the world because of it. By controlling the supply of the U.S. dollar, which is the international trading quantity or quality or thing that they use, material, it's the #1 traded thing is the dollar, the U.S. dollar. Therefore, they can control not only the supply, but the interest it earns. So think about that. Through the Fed, the interest is controlled, and the supply by the Treasury. So controlling those two things, you can borrow money from a foreign country or be in debt to them. You can make the currency worth less and pay them off. Because the numbers that you owe don't go up and down with the value of the dollar. So they can borrow low and pay back when it's high. They can get more dollars and pay back with less dollars. It's just crazy. They're because they can go back to the way they were at any time. All wealth in the world is artificial. It's controlled by the U.S. It's all artificial. And what do you think the real currency is anyway in life? What is the real currency, guys? And by the way, I want you guys to offer a deal for since you're new on the referral list, GarageKings.com. I'll give out your phone number. Give me a deal. It doesn't have to be plentiful, just crazy. A deal. Well, how about this? I can't believe it. They're going to give away 2 free floors. No, honest to God. But there's a catch.
2 free ramps.
Ramps.
Yeah, we're doing
ramps.
it for 4th of July.
2 free ramps coded.
Coded, yes.
For
disabled veterans.
For veterans.
Yes.
2 free, well, that's what I mean. 2 free jobs, and it's a ramp. And this will be, so your wooden ramp will be beautiful.
It'll be beautiful, and it'll have good grip for...
And free.
Yes.
It's good
free,
grip.
yeah.
They put an anti-skid. Now, here's the phone number to apply for that, okay? 720-252-0370. Just give your information, or do you want to do an email?
Yeah, you can go to GarageKings.com.
Okay,
yeah.
And then look for Colorado Springs and Denver.
Yep.
These guys represent Colorado Springs and Denver. They can service everything from Greeley to the Springs. So it's GarageKings.com. Then look for Denver and Colorado Springs. Do you have a special for us, Zero Res?
Right now we're doing 3 areas for $135.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
3 areas.
July, you've got to book it by the end of July, but 3 areas for $135.
ZeroResDenver.com, and it is 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. That's a great deal. So, the real currency in life is time. You put in time doing something, and then you get money. And if you don't put in time and you do an investment, it's like found money because you didn't have to put in that time. And when you really figure everything out, it's the people who can get the most for the least amount of time that are the richest. That's really what it boils down to. I'm Tom Martino, and I urge you to go to referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. And don't forget about our guests, Zero Res of Denver, and of course, Garage Kings. We're out of here. Have a great day tomorrow, right? And you can join us. We're going to be on the air. Save all your problems for me.
Gracias. The guy that said about putting a post in there?
Yeah.
Good emailer said, put a decorative boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a rock there. Good old rock.
You were thinking that's a good one. It's a
decorative rock.
Good to see you, Shane.
Yeah. Take care. Good to meet you.
DJ, I'll probably be giving you a holler. I love you guys, what you do.
Yeah, sure. Just come out.
Thanks so much.
Happy 4th of July.
I gotta get jacked up
Have a
first.
good
Yeah.
one.
Get Cracker
I
Jack
love.
over
I was
there
try.
first.
I tried to jump in, but phones rang. My
Probably
white carpet that you guys
buy
did,
Cracker Jack,
you know.
get
Oh
yours
my
free.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
I don't know about that.
Thank you. Have a good 4th. Take it easy.
That would be.
All
let
of
me
you
tell
have a great
you guys
time.
should put up a
Yeah.
deal with Cracker Jacks.
No, I'm in contact with Dan. I think.
Because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Who is that? Oh, Dan.
Cracker Jack. Oh,
Yeah.
I love them.
I love such a calm. I really.
They're
love
for
him.
real.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
all
yeah.
my
They're all on it.
sponsors are, man. All my sponsors are.